Raw Comedy Podcast.
Welcome to the Raw Comedy Podcast. Brought to you by Bangkok's weekly open mic and home for stand-up comedy.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the
Raw Comedy Podcast.
I'm here with the boys, and today is an especially special day. We have with us content creator with over 1 million YouTube subscribers. All right, world-class magician. All right, and also
Playboy
now
philanthropist.
and now musical and now aspiring musical artist, and most importantly, our very dear friend Charles the French is with us today. Clap for him.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
You're our first guest. How does that feel?
Oh, feels good.
Do you see how it's a solid, fluid motion?
I think it has
This thing
potential.
goes?
Yeah.
Are you surprised you're the first guest?
Yes.
You shouldn't be.
You totally deserve to be our first guest.
Thank you.
You deserve to kind of like
excited.
step up, you know?
Like,
Like now you've really made it. Like I
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
1.09 million YouTube
that doesn't
subscribers.
matter.
When did-
What matters
But we
is
got
that.
34,
That's
and
what
these are
matters.
dedicated
34
fans.
subscribers.
When
I know that
did
we're
This
gonna
is the
know you
biggest. I think this is the biggest disparity in YouTube.
That's the
like,
milestone, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
YouTube's gonna pick up this algorithm and be like, wait, no, that can't be right. Charles.
It's gonna be like, no way he made it.
Does
yeah.
not compute.
When did your YouTube channel go like exponential, where it was just like, holy shit, this is something? Was it one specific video that went viral, or was it just like you working and it just slowly growing? And then also just was like, oh shit, it's Bitcoin.
So before YouTube grew up for me, it was I was famous on Facebook because of one video that I did with Tada, which is my friend that I make videos with.
Tada.
Yeah, let's not forget him, of course.
Yeah.
And
Shout out
Tada,
to
if you're
Tada.
watching,
It's
shout
not-
out to Tada, dude. Of
It's
course.
not just what he says after every magic trick.
And I did a video in 2016 about the iPhone 7, and that's one video that just blew up. It got like 15 million views in like 2 days, and that's when it blew up on Facebook. And then later, YouTube grew up gradually along the way.
What year? What year does that? What did that? Do you make that skit?
2016.
And was that like
What-
one of the first ones? Or?
Yeah,
Do you remember when we
that's-
met Charles?
it was. I was like.
Do you
5
remember
months in.
the first time I met you, Charles? Do you remember the
Yeah.
first time we met?
The first time, no, I remember the first time I met you, which I met him first. I met Justin first at an open mic at Comedy Club Bangkok, March 17th, 2017.
Nice.
Do you actually remember that's...
Yeah, something.
Oh yeah, cool.
Were you going to show? Or you guys?
You would
felt?
remember too, but you were drunk. Probably.
Yeah, I
Probably
was.
were.
Well, no, I was
You were
featuring.
featured that
Yeah.
night, yeah, featuring.
I met you at stage time. Do you remember that? And then Tada was filming you, but he was like standing and being really what's the word? Like blatantly, like just like filming you, walking around everyone. In the
Oh,
audience.
because he's very cinematic. So regardless of what you
And,
guys are experiencing.
And I'm like, you guys are tough. I'm like, so how long have you guys been dating, dude? Dating Charles.
Charles, do you know every year of the calendar by what iPhone was released that year?
Yes,
So you first know the iPhone. Like if I tell you, okay, iPhone 5.
iPhone 5 was 2012 September.
Okay.
It's the best one, by the way, I think.
Yeah, it's still the man.
So like, did you do anything in particular to grow your subscribers, or are you just putting out like quality content consistently, and then it just
Yeah,
grew
just
over time?
I mean, what we consider is quality content.
Thank you for
Just-
saying that.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
What's the one that popped off though? There's the because you said well, I was telling you before. You were talking to me about when you made the iPhone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he just said that.
No, but right when
he made the
iPhone, you make an iPhone
Were you a
commercial
Chinese
like
labor?
No, it was
Parody
just
or
it
like-
was just me. Yeah, just me playing
Steve
Tim
Jobs.
Cook and
Oh.
and then just telling the truth. Like please
Yes.
just buy it. I need money. Who gives a
Yes,
shit if the
yes.
cameras are good or not? Just
and that got that picked up on 9CAG, if I'm not mistaken, right?
9CAG, yes,
Right,
on 9CAG.
right. And that's do you guys use 9CAG or fuck with 9CAG?
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Because it's called
You guys-
9
you
gag.
guys are loud.
too, but
9GAG. Oh,
9
right.
gag. It's not 9
What's
gag.
nine?
So it's gay porn. So it's gay porn.
Yeah, I've seen 9 gag. I've also seen 1 through 8.
Yeah. They're great series.
Right.
You've acted.
But
in
yeah,
China.
it was such a weird feeling. Like we released that video, and then in the hours following, like I get phone calls from like newspapers and 9gag, Lad Bible, all these guys who are like, hey, I would like to repost your video, but please say no to all the other platforms so that we can have the exclusivity, and we'll pay you this much for it. It was a weird, yeah.
So how did you make that decision?
Well, hold on. Before how much were they? How much did you turn? Or how much did they offer?
Like It was like $200. Wasn't much.
Wow.
But I said no to it because for me I was like, oh, just everybody can just share it. I'm not going to give you guys exclusive.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Because if they all share it, then you get all the reach, and then you get more subscribers.
Yeah, there's this girl on TikTok that I follow that just got giant melons, right? She's not that attractive, but her tits are fantastic. And she just started holding up deodorant now. And I'm like, good for her. You know,
That's all she does.
She figured it out herself. You know what I'm saying? She didn't go to the big deodorant companies. They had to come to her and her
What?
big milkers.
But so are you wearing like the sleeveless t-shirts so you can get a...
No, this is the
deodorant
last.
subscription?
This is the last.
Guys?
This is the last shirt that didn't have semen on it in my room. I haven't washed my clothes in like 2 weeks. And I have like 5
this
shirts.
deodorant chick, is it female deodorant or both male deodorant?
I don't speak Thai, man. I'm not
Oh,
even
Thai
looking
chick.
at the. I just know she's
You're not
doing-
even looking at the deal.
No, she's just doing.
How do you know? How do you know if it's deodorant?
Because
not
good
even
product
deodorant.
placement. She still has it there.
She just puts it in between her tits. Like, yo, this
You
is
wouldn't be
deodorant.
able to see them. Those things are lost forever. I'm telling you.
That's
man.
how they should
What's her
advertise.
name?
I don't speak Thai.
Okay, but I want to go do some research after
I'll show
this.
it to you in the
for
break.
next week's podcast.
Yeah, she's.
She could be our next guest. We're just getting all the influencers.
You ever notice now the most popular TikTok dances now is just putting one hand up and swinging back and forth, and that's infuriating to me.
That's stupid.
No, that's old.
But they do it to other songs now too.
All of these dances are retarded.
Most of
Yeah,
them.
they really are.
It is.
What pisses me off about TikTok is it's so like everyone's just being a hack. Everyone's just copying each other.
TikTok.
Like nobody's being original.
But that's
Yeah.
what helps. I guess that's why they. That's why it's so popular.
But it helps
Because
people.
it's just so easy.
So people can be like, I don't even need to be creative.
Yep.
It eliminates that step.
It makes me, as a creative, not want to do that because I understand what they're. You know what I'm saying? It's like I need to almost.
Unless
but
you're
that's
like
a bad idea.
Unless you're like subverting it. Like the one you guys did with that stupid dun, 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 and then Chris comes in and punches you and goes no.
Yeah.
That was,
Oh,
that
you
was
did
pretty
that?
funny.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it does.
God,
Yeah. I did. I was there.
Yeah.
You were there. You're the one who
I want
punched
to see
me.
that. I want to see that.
I don't want any
I
part of
think
this
that's good.
TikTok
I think
shit.
that's good.
I don't want nothing to do with TikTok.
You're on TikTok now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Without consent.
But it's-
Out of
most-
all of us, you're the one who's on there the most.
But I'm not even on there really. I made.
But
I
out of
remember
all
there's
of
like
us, you're on
there's
there
like
the
one
most.
day I made like 4 TikToks
Are
and
you
then I
on
just
TikTok,
never made it
Charles?
again.
Are you on TikTok now?
Of course it is.
Yeah,
You're moving it over.
I mean, I'm just uploading. It's been like I think 2 months that I'm uploading the skits that we do.
Yeah.
It got
Okay.
not that many followers, 8,000 followers.
Do you find that can you get people to move? Can you move people from one, media to another? Is it
No,
it's hard, right?
No, I think they choose whatever platform is best for that kind of content.
Yeah.
So I think for what we do, they just people think it's YouTube to watch that type of thing.
But all things
When
are
was
kind of
it-
like a commercial for YouTube almost.
What?
Like all social media is basically like a commercial for fucking.
Yeah.
I don't
for
touch it.
yourself. That's
For
what I
YouTube,
think.
yeah.
For you,
Okay.
Yeah. TikTok, I think, is a good commercial for YouTube. You know, just try to get them to get over to you.
Right, it's like a teaser for the longer content on YouTube.
So, yeah.
That's how I would use
Sure,
TikTok
yeah,
if
I agree to that.
was
Yeah.
So
proactive.
speaking of longer content, though, so Charles
Yeah.
just released a special
Yeah, let's talk about
musical
that.
comedy. This is absurd. When did it drop? A few days ago.
September 21st. October 21st.
And it's already got like 500,000 views.
Yeah, 400.
That much?
Yeah, 400,000.
No, I'm just so impressed. Honestly, I'm impressed.
Seriously, that's a ton of people.
It's a lot of people.
Imagine all those
I
people
like
in a room.
That's what I like to do.
You can't even find a room that big.
I just think of a big giant stadium, and it's
Yeah.
like 600,000.
You filled
That's
up a
10 times more than like Penn State.
Right. Imagine this football stadium and everyone in there is watching your YouTube video. That's
Right.
that's how you gotta look at it, bro.
Yep.
So how much, like, where
And
did
then
the
then they
idea...
pause it, take a shit, and then come back.
Where did the idea for this thing come from? Because it must have taken months of planning and work.
It did take a long time.
Good question.
I
Way to go.
started. So first of all, the name "This Is Absurd" was originally my new comedy show that I was going to tour in 2020, but because of COVID, that did not happen, and that's where I got the name. And in October 2020, I thought of making a funny songs album, a second one, because I already made an album.
What was that one called? Something about Uranus?
Yeah, From the Earth to Uranus.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I wanted to make a second album, and I started writing songs. And then in January 2021, I was like, no, they need to be connected somehow. And then I didn't tell anyone about the project. I worked on it, like I composed all the songs, wrote all of them. And then in August, that's when I told everyone, hey, I wrote this, let's film.
Why'd you get it mastered in England?
What?
You got it mastered in England, right?
No, Yeah, mastered. Just the songs, not the overall thing.
Because I could have masturbated on it here.
Yes.
You didn't need to send it all the way to England. Lex is right here.
Ready to.
Cocked and
No,
loaded.
I was looking through various profiles of mastering engineers.
To be honest, I've already done it twice
You
myself.
didn't use Fiverr?
Huh?
You didn't use Fiverr?
I found the guy through Fiverr,
Oh, there you go.
and then but I contacted him like on his other things.
Yeah, sure.
What do you use to produce the songs? Like, I know you play guitar, but
Yeah.
everything else is just like electronic, or
It's all made on a keyboard. So with a keyboard, you can do every single instrument except acoustic guitar, which is why I learned how to play that.
What's the actual program software?
Logic Pro.
Okay.
So you play piano as well?
I cannot play piano like live and smoothly like that, but I just have the knowledge of what chords goes with what.
Right.
Yeah. And with the program you can just play and then you just multiply it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other musical instruments you can play besides guitar?
Guitar and a bit of drums.
Because like piano and guitar are both string instruments, and like piano is a good one to learn.
Yeah.
If you
Right.
know piano, then every other string instrument kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I heard about.
But
that
like, so if
violin.
you know how to play guitar, like my brother plays piano a little bit, I'd just be like, "Where's C?"
Yeah.
And piano, it's all just laid out in order.
Yes.
So it's like if you know where that is, then I could kind of like transfer what I know from guitar onto the piano, which I imagine is kind of what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the songs are written at the guitar first. All of them are written at the guitar, and then I go on the keyboard and I try to.
Chris, when you play the skin flute, how do you attack that?
What chord progression?
He's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's usually you gotta just get a good. It's more like a bagpipe where you squeeze the balls like the.
And the dick plays Amazing Grace.
I used to play like most Asians. I played a viola when I was
Viola?
from 5th to 7th grade. Or 5th and 6th grade, I played viola, and no, it does not help you learn other instruments at all. I still don't. I know that this is like, I think if you, I don't know, it's like C, and then if you A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 is F.
I just want to see
I
all
know
with
that
that
All
viola.
letters and chords, yes. Very good,
But it's
Chris.
like, yeah, to hit the F note, you got to hit 2
Yes.
down, and C is 3, and then A is none, but you hit the top one.
And at what point do you get bullied for this?
I don't know. I remember one
Like,
time.
how fast did it take
No, like
you
the-
like, getting
I
to
w-
school with your viola?
One of the
and
most,
then getting
one of the
bullied?
most lame, not the lamest, but like one of the most. It's like beyond pathetic. Not pathetic, but it's like when you feel personally. Like,
Okay, what happened?
Ashamed. One time I was walking home from school in like 4th grade or 5th grade, and I was playing viola that day, so I had a viola case.
While walking home.
Right, I had
I could picture him with his
I had my
little
little,
cut.
I had my little gay violin case, and some kids jumped out of the bushes and tried to jump me or try to fight me and fuck with me, and I said, "Get back!" And I hit him with my violin case, and I felt like a Jewish musician in the Holocaust or something. Like it's like I just felt like I just felt like
expect that one.
not
I thought he was going to
Holocaust.
say the kid from like Neverending Story or something.
Oh yeah, I just felt like a guy. Yeah, right. But it was a very
The
deep
Jewish musician. In the Holocaust.
I'm sorry, that's too strong of a comparison. But
Did you go home and play like sad?
yeah, exactly.
Holocaust
It was like
music?
dramatic. It was like exactly, because that's what that guy would have done, right?
You know, it's like
Were you
sad,
learning
like
I felt like I
a
was
pianist.
just getting picked on, but that's how I felt because I was getting picked on for
Chris, what's the
probably no
gayest
reason.
instrument you know?
Viola's got to be up there.
I know. I
Viola's
And the
no,
triangle.
viola's
The
not
triangle is
violin.
very good.
The violin is way gayer than the viola.
And if you, the trombone, if you play, you're a tromboner.
the
That's
flute that's on
Because you
the
gotta
side.
look at it relatively, all right? Violin is the gayest of the string instruments. All
Oh,
the chicks
string
played. There's one dude that played violin, and I was the only dude actually that played viola. So maybe that's also pretty gay too. And then all the dudes played cello. No chicks played the cello.
cello's not gay at all.
Cello's pretty
Cello
dope.
is, yeah.
But
Cello's
cello's
kinda
weird because you
gangster.
got to do this.
I mean, I guess any instrument that kind of has like a low pitch is kind
I'm a
of
fan of
any
that.
instrument that has a high pitch is considered gay in a way.
You're right.
Well,
Yeah.
the viola's got
A
both.
piccolo.
The viola can
Yeah,
go both
the
ways.
piccolo, the triangle,
Yeah, like a
any of those,
mandolin
Yeah.
or a ukulele.
Yeah.
Oh, ukulele is like a gay, like a gay guitar.
It's
remember?
just a tiny gay guitar.
That's from the cards.
I can tell you, know,
Jack.
I think from the way I use gay, I think like a bagpipe is gay. It's like, ugh, just that's so gay.
You
I
said,
find it-
yeah.
I like
just the way I use gay. I know you
We're
use it
saying gay as
in a
in like
homosexual way.
joyful.
Oh, is
Sure,
that how you
yeah,
were?
right.
I thought you guys were being homophobic.
I like backpack music. I don't
You
mind
really like it?
Kinda, yeah.
I like
when they have the funerals and like
you watch too many cop funerals. That's on TV.
There's only 2 songs on bagpipes. There's Amazing Grace and the other one.
Yeah,
I love the other one.
And I've heard Amazing Grace.
Exactly.
I've heard beautiful renditions of Amazing Grace where it doesn't sound like cats are getting murdered. Like, it's fine. I don't need that bagpipe in my life.
You know what? My favorite instrument is the harp. I think to me that's the nicest instrument.
You ever see
Is
Harpo
it
from?
If I was, I love the
Marx
harp,
Brothers?
and what I do is I have every version, every nice song I have, or every classical song I listen to, I have a harp version. I love harp music. My sister played the harp. If I was rich as fuck, I would just have a chick,
Like a naked chick playing
the harp 24/7 in my foyer.
That's a good one.
In my
pretty
foyer.
sexy when they
In
play
your
it.
foyer.
And not my head.
Yeah,
If I'm rich,
I got a foyer.
if I'm a rich dude in a mansion and I have a harp, she's gonna stay in the foyer. I have a foyer too. Like,
Of course, you're not going to be a rich guy with no foyer.
Yeah,
You need to have a foyer,
I once went to a Chinese restaurant in China that had a foyer and a lady with a harp in the middle, but she wasn't naked. But it was kind of nice to listen
Almost
to.
there.
Yeah, dude. My sister's got a small harp.
But does she play it naked?
And does she have a foyer?
I don't know. It's my sister.
So we like weekends. So you have the information.
My
that
sister
we're
makes
asking.
beautiful music. Respect her music.
Yeah, we respect the music. It's just asking, is she naked? What she
Nah,
plays it?
she's normally dressed.
And
She
foyer.
probably has been naked.
She'll
for,
probably-
like her boyfriend playing
Maybe,
harp
yeah.
for him and stuff.
Yeah,
She's an
probably.
artist. She collects
Charles,
cow skulls.
When's the first time you got laid from Magic? When's the first time you got laid from Magic?
I was 17.
Nice.
Nice.
Who's the lucky magician guy?
How long did you have to tutor under him?
So what trick did you do?
No, that's it.
He stole her panties.
Your panties have vanished.
No, but you did train with a. I know he didn't molest you or anything, but to clear that up. But you who's your mentor? Did you train under somebody? Did you have a guy who was just like, let me show you how to hide the knuckles?
In a way, yeah. So I learned magic by myself when I was 7 and then when I was 17, I went to the US for a year, and there I met a magician who had his own theater in a theme park, and he just took me under his wing, and he just taught me everything about how to build a show, how to behave with an audience, how to
Like
make
crowd
them laugh,
work and
yes,
stuff like
all
that.
of that.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Good dude.
yeah, and that's when I realized, oh wait, magic can get girls too.
Yeah.
Because before that, magic was just that lonely hobby that I was doing for 2 hours a day in my room with no one. And
So
then that's when
You really played the long game.
Yeah.
Right? Because as like a 7-year-old, being a magician is not that cool. You're not going to be getting that much respect from the boys or anything.
Exactly. No,
He-
you don't.
But
None of
then
the
when you turned
marshmallows.
17,
Yeah.
it finally paid off.
Yes.
So when you
Foresight.
got laid because of magic, because you were practicing magic 2 hours a day, did you increase your number of hours a day of training?
No.
Wait,
no,
so
I
you lost
increased
weight?
them actually.
Does that mean you lost your virginity because of magic?
No. No, that was.
Yeah,
That was badminton.
So there was.
it was because of
no, but
You had sex with the
parental
dog.
abuse.
no, but
This is
because
Uncle Stay Over
after
South
the
too.
virginity loss, I had no one. I found no one,
For a
and
long
then
time.
and then I found magic. That magic could help, and then that's when you're like, oh,
So magic
Wait,
was
you
the whole.
got laid at 6 because you just said you started Magic at 7.
Yeah, your math is kind of weird.
Yeah, you said you started Magic at 7.
yes.
But you just said you got laid before you got.
No,
But it's possible for him to be laid not because of magic.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about losing his virginity, not magic. Not magic being used for.
Late
Right.
because
you
of
heard me
magic.
for a second.
17.
I heard what
Yeah.
he heard,
Yeah.
but he meant what he
I know
meant.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So
So that which is like the time when I'm doing a
Good
show, and then girls are like, oh my god, he's a magician. And being in the U.S., being a French magician in the U.S., they love the accent for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah, they do.
And so it
you
was
don't even
all,
have a French accent, dude.
He's got a slight, because it's just,
Well, you
it'll
can-
sound different.
You can turn it up though, right?
I could, but I don't. I
Best
hate
way to
that.
get laid in America is just to get them drunk on sugar. And then pull a card out their ass, and then boom.
Did you lose your virginity in America?
No, in Australia.
In Australia?
How old were you?
16.
You lost your virginity. What you said?
Yeah, but that's like
when,
that's like a 25-year-old in Australia.
when someone says I lost my virginity in Australia, I immediately think, "Oh, are you doing it, Mom? Oh, Mom, does that feel all wrong? Yeah, you fine?
How's the minge? How's the minge?
What's your
How's the
Australian?
news, Mom?
No.
Oh, so
Asian?
Asian? You have a heavy Australian accent.
Asian?
Nice.
Nice.
So the,
I lost my
like,
virginity to Asian.
Western chicks, like especially like Canada and the U.S., Like if you have a British accent or like a French accent or any kind of European, really.
Oh yeah.
It's just panty drops.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
And it's unfair.
Unless it's like
let's agree to disagree.
Actually, I
have
Says
all
the
of those
white guy
accents,
living in
and it never works for me.
Well, yeah.
Says the white guy in Thailand.
You gotta
Like,
be.
you're-
No, but nobody. I don't get laid. I've never been laid because of my accent. Nobody thinks a
Right.
Canadian accent
and
is
also
sexy.
Eastern European accents don't. Some people
For
might
chicks,
like,
it sounds good, but for a dude, it doesn't.
no, like a chick. Like I went to school with a ton of Bosnian and Serbian dudes actually, and they had accents and
the
I
accents
think
are
they're
not
having a
that
tough time.
attractive. No.
right. Yeah, but like a Spanish.
Hey, your pussy looks so hot in
Again.
those pajamas.
I don't know.
A Spanish
Arnold
accent
Schwarzenegger.
doesn't necessarily get you laid.
Not a Spanish accent.
But like a British
Well,
one,
just
because
think
we
about
have
it. Just think about a girl that has an accent. Is that sexy to you when a girl
Yeah,
has an accent?
yeah, sure. Like an Eastern European for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know
yeah.
how we people want them in Russia?
Because to us, that's a
find-
sign of like their disparity.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I
oh,
was saying.
yeah, like-
I'm more attracted to like the lower the
Poverty.
income. Yeah, the lower the income of that country, the more
Oh,
I'm like,
hell yeah.
what's up? What's
Yeah.
up, Senorita? Standards low.
Yeah.
So Charles, go back to was this chick? Did she have any interest in you before she saw you? As
How
a
quickly
magician?
after a show?
You know what I mean? Like maybe she just wanted to fuck you in general,
Yeah,
or
but-
was she on the fence and then magic pushed her over the fence?
No. I was performing on stage, and then we just took a drink after, and then the thing happened in my dressing room.
Wow, good for you.
Nice.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I've said nice like 50
I
times.
said
That's because
nice.
he does nice things.
I said nice, but only because he said he had a dressing room. I was like, the guy had a dressing room.
Yeah.
What? This guy's
Magicians gotta get dressed.
No, because
I get a
as a
green
magician,
room.
I get to request those because I'm like, no, I have props and I need
Sure,
to
sure.
settle, so yeah, I get to request those.
How hard is that? Like, how much? What's the biggest show? Like, when you had the most like shit that you got to carry around?
What's the biggest one?
Yeah, like, what's your biggest trick?
Okay, so trick that I was quite proud of. It wasn't in the US, it was in Thailand. We did Tada and I we did this charity event, but they let us design the stage and everything the way we wanted it. So we thought, let's do something very big. And so basically, long story short, the illusion. I was on stage. I was wearing like an animal mask or whatever, and doing some tricks with an assistant on stage, a lady assistant. And then later, when the mask came off, it wasn't me, it was Tada. And for me, I was at the back of the escalator, like waving at everybody. So
Oh,
it's
sick.
something I've always
Oh, that's like the
Prestige.
prestige shit,
I
dude.
always wanted to do that.
That's
so.
cool.
That's so sick.
How, dude, in Magic World, sorry, Rick, I talk quicker than you. In Magic
That's
World,
why I never get laid, by the way. Since I'm always like, fuck.
that's the reason.
Yes.
In Magic World, I know people make magic acts and then like sell them to other magicians and stuff like that. How often, do you what's that world like? Do you go around? Is it like a Reddit site and it's like, you want my trick for free? You know, like, or
No. They are.
do you have to go get permission? You're like, hey, I want to put this in my act, and you're like, you call up the dude and you're like, hey, I want to do something similar to that.
So basically, from the moment that a trick is on sale, like in a magic shop or whatever, you pretty much have the rights to perform it. But if you want to perform it on TV or on special or in championships, then you should ask the permission of the creator and tell him, hey, I want to perform that trick, but I'm going to change it, do that with it. But just so you know, I'm taking your original principle, because all magic tricks are you pretty much using very similar principles.
Sure.
And it's just variations.
Yeah.
to
I watch.
tricks, or just the way you present it.
I watch Fool Me with Penn and Teller.
For us, yeah.
Yeah, that too.
So like,
You look like Penn Jillette, so that makes perfect sense.
so are magicians
Before he went on a diet.
Before the diet.
are magicians kind of like? Yeah, he kind of looks like Penn.
I look like, we both look like, I look like Penn. Before and
Are
after.
magicians the same way as comedians in that, like, you guys are protective of your material, and like if you see somebody kind of like, it's like a hack move to do something too similar to another magician, or
Yeah, we are like that if we are presenting an original act that we are not putting on sale. Because most of the time, if magicians come up with a trick, like for me, I came up with a trick that I put on sale, but I was fine with people performing it. That's why I put it
on
for sale. Yeah, for sale. Yeah, and but my original acts, this is just they're my ideas, so I just keep them as mine
How many tricks do you have, you think, if you could count?
that I can do.
Well, is it also? I'm trying to equate a trick to like a joke in comedy.
Yeah, how many minutes do
So
you
like,
have?
so like in stand up, I don't know how many good jokes I have. Maybe
You don't.
No one.
You know, right? Not many.
Some
Like,
jokes
not that many. You can count them on one hand.
How many jokes or tricks do you have?
But I mean, like,
you
are some tricks like unfinished in a way? You know, like, you know how sometimes we have a premise and it's like I'm still working on. Yeah, so it's like so it's like a joke or a trick. It's like I can't find the ending to the reveal.
Of course, yeah. No, I have those acts that I have never done anything with. Yeah.
So it's like the same
crazy.
shit as like, oh, I know this premise is funny. I've never been able to make it work.
Well,
But keep it in the back, and then someday.
I know this trick is good, but I don't have the jokes around it, so I don't know how to make it play for like 100 people.
How to work it into your other tricks.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but for me, if I was a magician, I'd be freaking out black people all the time. Why aren't you doing that more often? Like going to the hood and being like, and getting the guys to just lose their shit. Black people react.
People do that because black people are the best reactors.
They react so well. Yeah.
I would. That would be. If I was a magician, I would just play the black rooms, which is the opposite of me as a comic, where I'm just so terrified of them.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
No, I'm just.
I'm
trying to be funny.
I wish I performed.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, you took it seriously.
That's what we do here.
I wish I performed for those people in the U.S.
Don't call them those people, though.
No, but sorry.
Cancel.
We might cut out all of this.
Sorry. No, but you know what I mean. And no, in the U.S.
I love performing for you people.
I love.
You know what I mean.
It'd be funny because if they love your show, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I love performing for you people, and it's just immediately just terrible, a room full of angry faces.
But some like dude, like Steve would love that. You know what I mean? Steve would die.
We did one show.
Thanks for referencing the one black friend I have. Jeez.
Well, we did one show that was organized by Binky from up in Chiang Mai, and it was here in Bangkok, and it was like 80% black people.
Yeah, I remember.
And we both did really well.
Yeah, it was fun.
And there's something like you're extra proud of yourself because it's a room full of black people.
Well, it was just it wasn't even that. It was more just like, well, it's like we don't normally get to hang out with.
I think the difference between a black room in Thailand and a black room in Detroit or New York,
it's not
Probably pretty different.
That's why when you hear those stories.
But at the end of the day, they're not. I don't see them as. They have different sensitivities, and so it's nice to know that we're validated. Even
well, it's just nice to get that seal of approval from a different.
It would be like
audience.
playing in a room full of fucking chicks, or like playing in a room.
Yeah,
full
but
of
how much
old
better
people.
would it be if you got the same
I mean?
reaction if you told a joke and then they all reacted the same way a magician react? Like if everybody lost their shit.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
and then they always change locations.
Yeah,
to run around.
Just run around and try to get more people.
Hey, let's do street jokes instead of street magic. Just walk around saying jokes to people, like put them in a circle around there, like, hey, here's premise punchline.
Right.
Doesn't work like
That'd be a great sketch, though.
So Charles,
Yeah.
so you're saying in 2020 you were planning this kind of musical comedy show,
Yeah.
and you were going to tour that.
Yeah.
Does that mean you were putting there was going to be no magic and it was all just going to be musical comedy?
It was just going to be musical comedy, and the
Different
end.
segues?
And the end was going to be magic. Just the finale, because I like to have a finale that kind of surprises people always in shows.
Yeah.
Unpredictable.
So
for sure.
So the finale was going to have magic, but just musical comedy, because touring that magic show, that comedy magic show, it takes like 3 hours to prepare the venue before the show. It's very exhausting.
As opposed to just bringing your guitar.
Yes, exactly. Just do a sound check and then you're ready.
Yeah, but you get still paid the same amount, right?
And you get paid
those
the same amount,
suckers
too.
still pay. You don't even have to
you get
do
paid
the
the same
same
amount,
work.
yeah.
Is magic easy for you? Not easy, but like, is it like, for instance, if you have a deck of cards in your hand, like how like it's just muscle memory at this
Yes,
point?
muscle memory. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you always have like an out if something doesn't work?
Yeah. I mean, most of the time I come up with it on the spot, but if for like a big show, like on stage, yes, there's always
Because I've seen your shows and you're like, I fucked this trick up so badly, and
Yeah,
I was
but you don't
like,
even
I
notice it.
didn't.
Dude,
know.
there's just one trick where you pulled a wine bottle out of fucking nowhere. It's like you just did that, and like the wine bottle just
multiple times.
appeared.
One with
Yeah,
And I was like,
And Justin drank
I
one.
was like, why is it like this?
Yeah, I'm impressed by that.
We love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like seeing the wine bottles disappear.
My favorite part of that show was when, in the beginning, when you said no flash photography, and Justin's like, also, you can't take pictures of kids.
Yeah, so you did a show for kids, and you and Chris showed up, and
I was there too.
Well, you didn't. You stayed downstairs though for some reason.
Right.
And you must have came up later.
Oh yeah.
Because
You
we were
can-
there
you
like
can see it all around.
Yeah, I saw it twice. That's why.
we were there like pre-show,
Yeah.
and it's just a room full of kids and parents, nice-looking people,
nice families.
and then me and Chris just dirtbags in the back.
Wow.
So we're like, the parents are going to be so concerned about like, what are these dudes doing?
I was very high.
It was
Yeah,
I'll say
that was a fun run, by the way.
Yeah.
That run of shows that was.
Oh, that's so cool to play in front of kids.
Very happy.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that's like awesome when you can make the parents enjoy themselves and us dirtbags.
That was the
and
point
kids.
of the show. Yeah, trying to make everybody enjoy it.
It's
What
super
I
impressive.
found funny though was Charles was kind of a dick to the kids.
Yeah, he
You
was,
know,
totally.
like,
a dick to the kids.
like
Yeah.
there's this little cute little 3-year-old girl or 4-year-old girl, and he's like, ah, and then she's like, and then she kind of started crying a bit.
But
It was
does,
great.
does that
And then
mean-
like he smashed a balloon in the kid's face too, pretty hard, but it's a balloon, so it
so
doesn't matter.
when you do that,
I did.
I might have just been fantasizing about doing
I
that.
don't
That was a
I don't
big punk
recall
show we
seeing
went
that.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
But so when you're mean to kids, do you actually get a positive reaction from the parents, or are you like telling them what they'd love to tell their
What?
kids? Like,
Yeah,
do you sense some satisfaction?
It's a mix of both.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, it's
a mix
or
of both, but-
from what I've seen, it's not like he's mean, but it's more like he's.
No, it's mean to get a laugh because all
Yes,
people are
right.
laughing.
It's an act.
Yeah.
It's an act, and also like
I've seen
the parents are seeing it, and it's more like this is his attitude about doing magic for kids, and the parents pick up on that kind of too.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what
once I've understood like
it's funny. It's an act though.
my persona and Tada's persona, then they sort of because it's two persona.
Yeah, Tada's like the very
you're
nice.
kinda like
Tada's
the
like a
bad
nice
cop.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tada's a nice
and
guy.
we're going against each other. That's what makes it funny too.
Have you?
Yeah.
Has a parent ever come to you and asked you to tell the other parent about like their kids about getting a divorce? Like you could actually do that. You know, how
That'd
they
be a
got
good way
Fiverr?
to announce it. Like, son,
Guess what?
we have something to tell you.
Yeah, we're getting a
Uh,
divorce.
Yeah.
Charles is gonna tell you.
Your mother and I just wanted you to know that it's entirely your fault,
Yeah.
and neither one of us love you.
But we hired a musician and YouTube star, Charles the French, to explain it to you in more detail.
Your parents aren't divorced though, right?
No.
No, my parents are, like love each other.
Right.
Yeah.
The coolest trick I think you do is that floating table shit. I have no idea. I'm like, is it,
I know how it's
and
done.
then I keep
Actually,
asking
no,
him like,
don't
oh,
spoil it.
is it a fishing wire or what? And
not.
he's like, if you get it, I'll tell you.
It's
But
his,
I haven't gotten
his
it.
erection is holding the table.
Oh yeah, okay.
How
cool,
many birds? He got birds now.
Yeah.
How long have you been working with birds?
They're pets now. There's pets. They're
Yeah,
not even
but how long? And
part of his life.
And how has your life changed now that you become
Now that you have a bird handler.
more feathered friends?
I started working with birds in 2015, and I don't know. It just makes me more patient, I guess, because it's like it's something you can't control. Like the birds are trained to just to be nice to me, pretty much, to be they are hen-tamed, pretty much. So, but they're still birds, and they're still stupid sometimes. You can't help it if they just want to fly away. There's nothing you can tell them, and it just makes you more patient. Because I kind of like the fact that that's the one element you can't control.
Sure, it's a wild
It's
card.
just- Yeah, it's
What happened? Because I saw two versions of you pulling birds out of your pocket, and one time one of the birds didn't work out. Right?
Yeah.
What happened? The bird just got out, like just started walking around your vest.
Okay, well, that's telling the secret of it, but whatever.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Was it in Magic World? Was it hard to summon from Magic World?
It was at fucking Hogwarts.
No, but yeah, it just happened that the bird just didn't.
How many birds can you fit on you at one time? Like without anybody
person.
noticing?
Without
Yeah.
spoiling your show.
8.
You have a bird on
How
you?
many birds do you
Have
have?
you ever tried? Can you get more? Are there ways to get more?
No, it's 8.
But how many children can you hide in your coat?
Realistically, it's 6, but I can push it to 8.
Charles, can you just do something fast with your hands, so we can just see how fast your hands are?
Oh, thank you.
It happened. Didn't you see it?
Is that
Well,
what
he was saying like, do magic,
But just use your hands.
do something cool.
That was quick.
Wow, that's a good trick.
You're very quick. You're very quick. You're very quick.
Yeah, would you be able to like be
Yes.
a pickpocket? Like, would you
Yes.
be?
Are you quick in bed too, bro? You quick in the
Are you a
sleep?
big
To get her
partner?
in bed, yes.
My question. I want to talk about Tada. How did you meet Tada? And also Tada, if you're watching this, we gotta have Tada on one day too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
to
we will.
Get his sense.
Yeah, let's just have more people on the
He's
podcast.
less awkward than me too, so you guys will have a better
He
time.
seems a lot nicer than you.
He's way nicer. Like he's sort of.
Yeah, how did you meet Tada, and how was
So when he lost his virginity.
How you guys?
No, Tana and I, we met. It was at our university. They have this yearly event, like this huge event, and there was this. In this event, there's a spot for whatever local act wants to come in, right? University act. And the problem is that everybody who auditioned was a dancer or singer, and they said, "Now we need something new." So they went up to me and said, "Hey, Charles, we know you're a magician. Can you do a magic act? We need one magic act." And they also went up to Tada and they told him the same thing. And we both said
need
yes.
one. So you guys fight. They broke a stick in front of you.
No.
And they say,
So we're gonna have tryouts.
And so they accepted both of us. So they just had him at opening the show, like second in the lineup, and they had me last in the lineup. So that it was kind of the show is like 3 hours long. It's full of acts and And we met backstage. So basically, when he got off stage, he was getting his round of applause. I was arriving to be on standby, so I didn't see his act, and he didn't see my act. But I just saw in the lineup that there was another magician, and he just said, "Hey, are you Charles French?" And then we just hung out after. And I was so surprised. We were both surprised to find another professional magician of that level in university. Yeah. Because usually when you meet another magician, he's like a beginner. He's been doing it for 5 months, and
so you got open mic.
Exactly. Yeah. And here we met, and we're both like very like we've been actual professionals, like working professionals, and it's just so we clicked right away.
Are there like open mics for comedy or for magic, like where there's like hacks going up and their tricks suck? And
yeah, it's called the State Fair.
And they're misogynistic.
Have you ever? Tell us about open mic, magic open mic. Or do they call it Magic the Gathering when they do that?
No, it's a magic event, not a game, but yeah. So it's just like all magicians. We just come, we just meet, we just hang out, and then there's some important or famous magicians in a way who come along. And then some people there's a stage with a table, a screen if you want to do like a camera and a screen if you want to do card tricks. And yeah, we just show like a bunch of tricks.
How many magicians claim they were invisible and that was their trick, but they were there and never show up?
Shut up, Rick.
Shut up. I got a question. I got a good question. What's the difference between, in your words, what is the difference between magic and mentalism? How are they different?
Okay, well, there's a joke in magic that we always say a mentalist is a magician who doesn't practice. Because it's true that the mentalism is once you have the secrets, then it's all about how you deliver it. It's all about delivery. How
do you learn mentalism? Because you can learn that, right?
Yeah, you can.
You're not a good person to know those powers.
There are books.
You're going to be nefarious.
Tell me the name of a kid from your childhood.
Michael Montanez.
Oh wait, I was supposed to guess Michael Montanez. Here, write the name of a kid down on a piece of paper.
Yes, Rick. He has a piece of paper.
Write the name.
You want me to write the name of?
No, I don't know. I don't know the secrets. Do people pay for the secrets, or how are these secrets disclosed?
Yeah, you can find them on. You can find most. You can learn mentalism just by buying a mentalism book in a magazine.
You know how you can like take a gun and rob someone for money? You can like give me your fucking mentalism.
No, there's
no. We know that you put up $1 million bounty that anybody could actually do magic, that you'll pay them that. How's that going? Has anybody came to claim that $1 million? No. Okay. That's something that I just made up.
No, but what
you mean is a telekinesis.
But So it's not witchcraft, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's not actual magic.
You don't have to be born with it, like in Hogwarts.
But honestly, if you because magic in general is, actually what I do is very technical. It's full of like it's the sleight of hand that goes along with it. Mentalism, it's really how you deliver it.
Okay.
And actually, if you start learning mentalism and you do your first trick and you really sell it, like as in performing well, once you get that very first reaction, that amazing reactions, it becomes a drug. So if you're like, I need to have that reaction again, so you're gonna practice even more.
Same as getting laughs.
Exactly.
I think
it's that
like,
feeling.
Getting laid with magic is so.
What?
I mean, it's funny because you're using with mentalism, right?
And if you're really an addict, you do both. So you get laughs and amazement.
But it's like, all right. So, for instance, with mentalism, if I guess the name of your childhood best friend from when you're 5 years old, you're blown away, and you're not gonna forget.
I
that.
would be blown away because I had no childhood friends.
Well, that's what I would say. I was like, you didn't have any. Like, you didn't have any childhood friends. But, oh my god, this guy. But like, when a girl fucks you because you're a mentalist, right? it's like she's fucking you because she thinks you're magic or special or something. When in reality,
Actually,
you
I don't
just
know what
manipulated.
I don't know what goes on.
It's because
goes
you're on
in that
stage
mind.
and you've done something impressive that has impressed a lot of people. How do you think people who impress
Yeah,
people
it's
get
more of
laid?
like you're a high status
Yeah,
individual.
it's like this guy can do that.
Yeah.
But do you think?
If you could pull a rabbit out of a hat,
are you
I would look
rethinking
people
your
out of my
comedy
ass.
career?
No. I'm gonna say, but it would be nice to do because, like, listen, if you learn, I'm not gonna learn magic. I'm not gonna spend 10 years learning
Think
sleight
about
of
you
hand
doing
and how to.
when
I
you,
can't do
we
anything.
learned how to do
Nothing
the
like that.
cigarette
It's crazy.
shit. We learned how to hide the cigarette.
Oh, the cigarette.
And we learned some other bullshit stuff. Remember?
Right, from the Turkish. What's his name? What was his name? B, dude. Yeah, shout out to B.
Yeah, and then
Turkish
you were doing that in
magician.
front of girls for like 2 months.
Dude, that's
No,
so funny.
no. So what, you learn to hide a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then you immediately regretted hiding it because you wanted to smoke it, so you reappeared it.
I get it. How do you do it?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I remember now, yeah. You were impressed when I showed you. Yeah.
So Charles, when did you decide to combine magic with comedy?
It just happened. Like I guess it just every time I just stepped on stage to perform a trick, I sort of enjoyed making it
naturally funny.
entertaining.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Because there aren't really that many.
I
like-
know
No,
it really hurts. I know it sucks. But
No, that's not what I mean. No, but I couldn't help
Yeah.
doing jokes. I cannot be serious on stage. I don't know how to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
also
actually
there
trying to
aren't-
run
but
for
it's-
president when I became a stand-up.
I can't be serious on stage. It's called bombing.
Yeah. But it's a smart move to make because there aren't any like dedicated magic venues.
Yeah.
So now you just play
Have you
comedy
ever?
clubs.
How about bomb? Have you ever bombed?
On stage.
What's I know everyone bombs, right? But what's give us a bad bomb story that
As a magician?
that resonated with you. Yeah, as a magician.
Yeah. Well, like when a trick went
Have you
really bad.
Have you ever had like a
You actually cut the woman in half.
like a trick?
Okay, I remember that. It was actually last year. I was doing a show. You were there.
Oh, that's the show. I was there.
You saw me bomb. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh wait, Rick was the bomb. Rick inflicted the bomb.
So it was at one of Trish's events. If she's watching, hi Trish.
I doubt she's watching.
No, but it was at one of her events, and so she had me on.
Oh, that okay, yeah.
And I was like sort of late in the lineup, like I think just before her or 2 acts before her. She was headlining,
Of course.
also she thinks, and and so she had invited me to be on. It was my first time doing one of her events, and I see front row. I see my ex-boss being in the front row.
Oh, that's
So
hilarious.
it's someone I used to work for, and things did not end well. And anyway, so I see her in the front row. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing here?
Yeah, we were at the back,
Yeah.
and Charles was like,
And-
"That's my boss. I
like
can't
you were
perform in
fucking-
front of her."
Yeah, I was already
What?
shook. Yeah, I was already shook. And
Oh, no.
And then someone tells me, I was like, who's that? And someone tells me, oh, it's Trisha's roommate. I was like, oh, okay. Well, no wonder they found each other. And so anyways, and then I see Rick go up. I see Christy go up. I see everyone do well.
Everyone but Chris Johnson.
I see everyone do so well, and then and I walk up to all the comedians. Like I was kind of like showing off. I was like, that crowd is so good. Watch me kill. I'm gonna destroy everything. Like if you guys,
Yeah,
do
that's
that,
never the attitude you gotta have.
I was. I don't know why. I was so
You were
proud that
nervous.
day.
You were
Yeah,
nervous.
I was nervous too, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do so well. So, okay, and then she announces Charles the French, and I go up, and then I start doing my trick. I do my first joke, which is it's a silk joke. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
And I get 0. Nobody's laughing at that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Really,
Okay.
I've never seen that not work.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm doing it, and then
Didn't work.
And then they're like, wait, what? Okay,
But,
all right.
Did you have to go like it's a joke?
That is terrifying.
All right.
When you
Oh
have
my
your
God.
your
and
first
then,
joke
and then
that
I'm
always
doing
does
more and
well.
more jokes, like same like at some point I do. You remember that thing? I spread cards here, I catch them,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
and then I reveal that they're all attached.
Yep.
It's like when I reveal they're all attached, people were like, oh, he revealed they were all attached on
Yeah,
So this crowd was just
It's like-
No sense of humor.
they
No,
were
it
just
was just
stupid, which explains why all these other
and I could
hacks
see my,
did well.
and I could see my ex-boss with her boyfriend going like, I told you this sex is not good. That's why I couldn't keep that guy.
And he kept staring at her boss, and he kept just looking.
and then I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna cut it short, and I'm just gonna do my classic act of like the card to mouth that I often do. And that one, I'm like, I can't bomb with that. I just know it. And so I take the girl who looks the least drunk, and she comes on, and
She's drunk.
and she could barely speak English. She couldn't speak
Oh,
English, by the way.
yeah, that's true.
She was Spanish and she could not speak English.
jeez.
I was like, fuck, what the fuck was I getting into? And,
That's just so much bad luck
yeah,
all in a row.
and I'm like, please shuffle the cards. And she takes a card, she just drops all of them on the floor.
Wow.
What am I gonna do?
52 pickup.
Yeah, and then so I pick them up, and then like pick a card, and she grabs my dick. I was like, it's like it got everybody to laugh, but for me, I was just annoyed, and I could see all of you guys in the back going like, you were having the time of your life.
I was not going to talk about my life. It was
You
just
guys
so
were
brutal.
like-
It was
you guys were
brutal.
just laughing
It's just
so
the
hard.
pain.
Like,
You're
and I was looking at you guys like, I can't do it, and you guys were laughing even harder.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it was out of your discomfort. It was just you were just like pain on stage.
Yeah.
I've never seen something so bad ever.
So it really was as bad as he's saying.
Wow.
It's terrible. It was terrifying. It was
terrible.
just nervous. It was like he seemed like he was sweating,
Yeah.
and he was like he was all over the place, and he was visibly nervous.
Wow, that's because we nervous.
Do you think it was all because of the boss though, or because of the audience too, or was it a
I
combination?
think
of
it was a
everything?
combination of both. I think my attitude changed too, like my overall mood, because I knew who was in the audience. That changed.
Yeah,
the energy.
right.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I could see, like, you know, when I got on stage, I was smiling, and I could see my boss. She was clapping, and she went like, yeah, and she sees me, and she's like,
I mean, but to be fair, so that
Stop.
it was a pretty small room, and your boss was almost at the front, fully lit. So like,
Yeah.
she was just staring at him, and
I
you could
couldn't
just see
ignore.
her.
Yeah, and yeah, she had a light in her face too. So like every time I was looking at the audience, then I couldn't help like just, and she's just like staring at you like.
She sounds annoying. And she sounds like a non-artist.
I've seen Charles perform countless times, and I've never seen you bomb fully.
I've seen you
because
bomb.
the magic always saves it. So I've seen
It
like
saves
you
it,
do
right.
a joke, and then the joke doesn't land, but then you do the trick, and
Yeah.
they're just amazed because it
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's weird that you weren't able to save it with just
Yeah,
like your pure
and that's
talent.
that's one of the surprising things. Yeah, too, because like nobody was focused on the tricks anymore. Everybody was focused on that drunk girl who was like just trying to. She was trying everything to make me fuck up.
Yeah.
Do you ever go on a bad date or like, and you try to save it like a set and start pulling out magic tricks?
No.
If the girl's walking out and you're like,
You had a couple.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember you had a couple rough shows when we were in Vietnam together. Do you remember back in Nam? Back in Nam.
Back in Vietnam,
We
you had rough shows. I said that rough show you're talking about.
What was that?
I remember the
Backpackers?
one at Backpackers. Like
That was the worst show
Everybody
I've ever
was
done.
bombing. I
Yeah.
went up and I didn't bomb, and then you go up, and nobody was listening to you, and like you tried to pick it up, like you stood on a table to try to get everybody, and it's just.
I stood on a table. I
painful
stood
to
on
watch.
a table, started roasting people, and
Yeah.
so like 5% of the room was into it, and everyone else was like, "Oh, fuck you, asshole."
Yeah.
We already saw the magic, and like we're already satisfied.
Well, it's shitty to have to follow Charles.
Oh, my
like, it
God.
makes sense to have like a break after his thing.
But
so
do
you
you-
that's
can
what happened.
reset.
But dude, I'll never forget. I remember being at we did a show at a Peony. It was at this bar in Hanoi.
Yep.
And
Yeah, that late show. Yeah.
right, it was a late show, and do you remember you did a set and it was great. You did. I think you did a set. It was good, but the audience was so shitty. But you somehow.
Yeah, because there was one guy in the front row who was kind of heckling, and I went straight at him. So like all the tricks that I was doing, whenever I was amazing someone, I was like, "Hi, you like that? Shut the fuck up now!" Okay, and I just kept going. Like I was just like and that's sort of what made everything funny. Is because I was doing my tricks, I was nice to everybody, and as soon as I was making eye contact with him, I was just insulting him. So it's like, and people
That's
were
what you
just
should have
laughing
done
at
with
that,
your
yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
That was good.
No, but because the boss was not for anyone else in the audience. He was nice.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, right.
For
They don't know
that,
the
for that one show,
I saw
he was a
I
cunt to
saw
everyone.
these people like they were so skeptical, and Charles like I literally saw them change in their face like. As soon as he did a trick, they're like, "Oh shit, this guy is actually good.
Legit.
This
Yeah.
guy's fucking good."
That's always fun.
And then the host started a fight with some dude.
Oh my god! No, because like it's a show that had what 3 hosts.
Yeah, they're
And
like
the host just kept changing like time to, and it's like
the
It's
last
confusing.
and,
Oh,
and,
my
and,
God.
then the last host
Yeah.
he came on and we asked the producer, he's like, when is he going on? And he's like, oh, because I felt bad for him, so I just let him host for a bit. And so he's hosting,
Right,
and then
right.
there was one guy talking at the bar, and he just starts saying, hey, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And he got off stage and he just went to beat him up, and everybody had to stop him. It's like,
That sounds like a cool
so
show.
violent.
Who is this? Do I know him?
No,
No.
it was dude from Hanoi. He's a nice dude.
Yeah.
He's from Texas. His name's something. Something like that, I don't know.
It's
Cool.
good.
But,
I've done
Mark?
that multiple times.
I don't know. I only talked to him once, but he was a
You
nice
mean
dude.
fight?
And he-
Or
and he-
Get off the stage, be like, all right, when I'm done with this
And
mic, I'm coming to talk.
And he apologized. But here's the thing: I was headlining that show. I was
Penis,
last.
you were headlining
Yeah, I
it?
was the last guy on the show.
Craig Schwall. Remember that?
Craig.
Craig Schwall.
Craig
Like, you remember-
Schwall.
yeah, also,
Craig
it was the one
Why are
time
you
when-
saying Craig Schroll?
because the host was it was like the host had just taken up the hosting gig like randomly. It was a new host, and he just started hosting, and he's like, all right, and your next comedian is, and he didn't even learn the name of the comedian. The next comedian is what? Craig Craw. Okay, Craig Schraw, everybody. It's like,
Shout out to Craig Craw.
Did Craig address it?
No, Craig just went
He
straight
just
to
took it
his,
like a
to his
bitch.
bad hand joke. He went straight to his bad hand joke.
He
Love
told
it.
me,
I
he
love
told me
Craig.
he listens to this podcast. So
Yeah,
we'll probably
Craig.
do this.
Craig.
Shout out to Craig.
I love Craig.
man.
Craig's amazing. Yeah. He spent the night in my hotel room that day, by the way. Remember that hotel room?
You had a nice ass hotel room.
They upgrade. Yeah.
I remember that.
Bunch of
Me and
years,
Steve
yeah.
went over to. We were staying in some hostel,
heard
dude,
about
and
it.
we go to visit Charles, and he's like in this fucking penthouse suite, like
Basically,
in the
yeah.
nicest hotel in Hanoi.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude.
it was a nice thing, but they had a great. I booked the shittiest room possible, except two people had booked it at the same time. So they were like, "Sorry, we only have
Well,
one
they
room left.
upgraded you.
We only have the presidential suite left. Is that okay with you?" And I had to be like, "Okay, fine. If I have no choice, you know what?" And it was just
Yeah,
amazing.
it was so
Remember
nice.
that thing? It was huge.
Yeah, they had 2 robes.
That was so much fun.
They had like 3 bedrooms, and I just
I
invited
remember-
everybody to sleep over. Just come sleep over.
And then me and
There's
Steve
nothing
went.
to do,
Me and
yeah.
Steve went to go slept in a bunk bed.
I invited you guys, and then just went to sleep somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, that's so funny.
Who had the top bunk?
I did.
Sick. It's a big brother move right there.
I'm a top bunk dude for sure, always.
but Vietnam was a very, very fun.
That was
That
so
was,
much
a
fun.
very fun trip.
That was
a very
hilarious.
fun trip.
Yeah, dude, that was so much fun. I'm trying to think about anything else.
I mean, coming back to the bombing thing, that was not even my worst bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an even worse bomb. I was 15, and that dates back. But anyways, it was in France, and it was the yearly show of my village. So I lived in a town, 2,000 people town, and every year they have this one big show.
Wow.
And every year they changed the host and everything. And when I was 14, they hired me to be the host, and I was the highlight that year. That I got a standing ovation from the audience just as a host. It felt weird. So they went like, okay, next year we're gonna hire this guy again, and so they hired me again. And there was a lot of competition. Many other people wanted to host the show, and so I got it. And I was a 15-year-old host. Like,
What is this village of superstar host?
and so I was hosting it.
Competitive host.
I was hosting it, and it's a show that's 3 hours long. So you have to
Wow.
really be energetic and
That's
stuff.
fucking
Yeah.
tough.
And so basically, for me, I write all my jokes for all the acts. I write also backup jokes. I write 20 minutes extra in case something goes wrong, and nothing was prepared that year. So I go on stage. And then I start doing my jokes and stuff. I get to know the audience, and then I see the producer on the side with a sign that says, "Hey, can you wait like 10 more minutes because the first act is not ready?" I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" Fine. So I do all my jokes, and then I see another sign that says, "Okay, first act cancelled. Second act needs 5 more minutes." Fucking hell. So I just keep improvising, and it goes well, and the first half of the show goes well. And then there's a break. At the break, there's people who come to me who say, "Hey, very good job on the first half. Like, we want to hire you for another one." And the second half of the show goes on, and that's when everything just went fucked up. So I'm doing my jokes, and at this point I'm improvising. I'm going off stage, just talking to the audience and stuff. And I'm getting mad at everybody backstage because everybody's being so unprofessional. There's one point, but the audience does not know that. And there's one point I announce an act. It was a stand-up comedian act. I go backstage. The sound guy forgets to turn my microphone off. And I just went backstage and I just insulted everybody. I'm like, "You fucking suck. You don't deserve to be
Oh
here.
my God.
That's the worst show I've ever been to. Your act was shit." And the whole
Hot
and,
mic.
And it was a 600-seat theater too.
Wow.
And I just destroyed my entire
You're in that
and
2,000 people town. You must have been talking to town for.
yes,
Yeah.
and the thing is,
And that's when you moved to Thailand?
That's when he got laid.
after this,
That's when he got laid.
stopped performing for a year. I couldn't perform. I didn't have
Oh
the
my
strength
God.
to perform.
Sure. Oh,
And
sorry,
and
yeah.
I started performing again after I went to the US. That's when I went to the US that I performed again.
Wow.
But after I insulted everybody backstage.
Do they understand though?
But then, you don't know that the audience now knows.
I don't know. That's exactly it.
So you come out, hey,
exactly, and then the audience is not laughing at a single joke. Like I come back and they're just like hating me, and I'm like, I don't understand. And I'm like, all right, so we have another act.
It was going so well before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And who broke it to you that
it was my father who told me the next day, so I didn't even know.
Oh my God! I would like Charles.
Because on that day he had because the previous year I had done so well that he was like, you know what, for this year I'm going to invite the entire family, whoever I can think of, I'm inviting them.
Oh my God!
And so
how long of a hot mic?
Huh?
How long of a hot mic? The whole guy set, like the whole time? Like how long?
No. I think he realized at some point that he turned. I actually don't know how long, but probably a good 20-30 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is a lot when you insult people.
And your entire family is there hearing you be a dick.
Yes.
So they're all disappointed in you.
I don't think
he's a justified asshole.
No, I know, but his parents.
Yeah. No, but I was 15, and I don't think they had ever heard me swear before.
Yeah.
Too.
Sure.
And as of now, they're hearing all the insults I could possibly think of.
Yeah.
Because for the first half. I could see my parents in the audience, and for the first half, when I was doing well, my dad was like, "That's my son. Yeah, that's my son." And then, in the second half,
she's got a bag over his
half
head.
was
Oh my God, that's terrible, dude.
It's a horrible feeling. Yeah,
dude, that's a really heavy bomb.
Yeah, because when I was in the car after the show, I was like, "So how did I do? What do you guys think? What do you guys?" and my dad was like, "I'll tell you later. I'll just let you know later what happened."
Yeah.
But
do you think that bomb is like? I don't even know, but like parallel to your
Do you get
you're like you're almost like not compensating, but like you're from that place that's so low. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Like you had to really prove yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I went to the US or when I came to Thailand, I had to start from zero, anyways.
Yeah.
So, but that really taught me to just be nice in general to people backstage. Since then. Because before, because I'm a huge perfectionist. Like for me, I love when everything is perfect. And I'm not very forgiving towards that. But I think it's fine to be a perfectionist and a dick as long as the final product is
the
good.
Outcome is
like it justifies you being a dick.
Yeah.
Like if people are like, oh yeah, he's a dick, but just look at the result.
Look at the result.
Yeah. Whereas if you're a dick and the result is shit, it's like I'm not working with this guy again.
So is this why every time I've seen you perform, you've brought on your own mic?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Clarify that.
Yeah, even when he does Raw, he's got his own mic.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my mic.
No, because it's annoying to request a mic like this, and people are just like they don't think of it because usually if you're like the comedy magician of the group. You'll be outcast, like as in people don't. They
That's
just
not
think
why you're the outcast.
No, they just think he was a mic. Why can't you do magic with that and a stand that doesn't change height? Like, So
well, I mean, it makes sense for you to. You're doing something different, so you need to. Like, we're not going to like change things to. We don't even have one of those mics.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for you to bring your own shit.
I don't expect it to accommodate. So
let me just pull it out of my box of like should I bring it? Because I'm so prepared.
Right. You barely bring yourself to the show. You're not going to fucking bring other paraphernalia.
I'm paraphernalia.
So Charles, what's like your long-term kind of goal? Like, do you want to get because like you're legitimately world-class magician. Mm-hmm. So would you want to do like Las Vegas or like?
America's Got Talent.
No, I don't like America's Got. I don't like shows that compare acts. Like I don't think you can. I think it's so tough to say, oh, that juggling act is better than that magic act. Yes, it's so tough to compare. Like for me, I can't compare that. So that's why I'm not a big fan of America's Got Talent. But having a residency show is something that I really enjoy. So, for example, when I did that residency on Khao San, I just even if sometimes we had like 2 people per show, I just loved it. Yeah, or when we did that residency at the Comedy Club Bangkok, just every Saturday and Sunday, just a show, 2 shows a day. I just love that.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't. Yeah, I like the residency kind of a concept thing.
You like it more than touring?
Yeah. Touring.
Well, as a magician, it might be hard. You got to bring props around and all that.
Touring is fun when you get to meet the fans, but after the whole process of traveling, setting up a new venue.
How scared are you to like leave like one of your things somewhere? Right? Like you got all these props and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, oh fuck, I forgot my birds.
You've done Nepal, right? You did Nepal?
Yes.
Hey, you ever reach
You
in
did
your
Mumbai.
pocket? You ever reach in your pocket to grab a bird and one of your fingers goes up its asshole? You ever
No.
do that?
No.
You know what would suck if, because like you do that one trick where you switch the real bird for the dummy bird,
Yeah.
and then you go like fly, and then it falls to the ground, and people are like, "Oh my god, the bird's dead," and then they realize it's fake, and then it's funny.
Yeah.
But you know what would suck is if like a bird died, something like it suffocated in your jacket.
Yeah.
You're like,
No,
fly away. and
no,
it's-
I'm very careful for that.
It'd be
Like,
funny if
I
Tyler
make sure-
suffocated in his
No,
jacket.
like if one of my birds just looks, I have like understudies for each. So pretty much, if I use 6 birds, and I have now I have only 7 birds, but I used to have
But you let them know every day that they're replaceable.
Right.
Yeah.
Get shit together.
No, but yeah.
Do they have rankings? Like you got QB1 and like you
No,
got the
no.
backup?
Do you feed more
Like a
the
death chart
bird
for
that
agents and
that
stuff?
behaves better?
What's the
No.
pecking order?
They have
We just asked him 6 different questions.
no, but they have their own names. They're each trained, and they are each trained for one production. Like they will always do the same trick.
Yeah.
Because they're trained for that. Like if I make them do something else, then they're just confused.
Yeah.
And they're trained to do one thing and one thing. They have a bird
And
brain.
you train them?
Yeah.
No, they come pre-trained in the box.
I don't know, man, because you know there's like dog trainers and shit.
No, I
And
train them.
do you train Tyler?
No.
Does he have an understudy?
Are you scared of Portuguese people that they might eat your pigeons?
They do that.
They do. They eat pigeon pie over there.
I love it.
You know what? Coming back to the birds thing, when I did that residency at the Comedy Club Bangkok, we had
Well, it's not a street pigeon.
we had some people are all the people who are like they are
Animal
shocked
rights
by animal
activists?
cruelty, and they just think that they have seen so many images of or like heard stories of magicians treating birds badly.
Is that real? I've never heard of one magician treating a
Yeah.
bird badly.
How much is that on your radar?
No, but
I'm looking for that.
No, but
I'm not looking for it.
No, but for me, I've seen it because I've been in a lot of magic events and stuff, so I can see. Just the normal audience couldn't see it, but for me, I can see. Okay, he's not treating his bird properly. A bird's not supposed to look like that. The wing is not supposed to flap like that. Because for me, I treat my birds like royalty. Like they go to the vet like as often as I can possibly bring them, and I make sure that they are treated well. And because of that, when I did those shows, I had some people come up to me saying, okay, your show was very good, but I don't like the birds because you're not treating the birds well and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you first of all, no. And I'm treating them very well, and they're like, it's not okay to have birds as pets. And I'm like, yes, it is.
What else is this bird going to be doing?
You have children.
You have a cat as a pet, and you're raising a cat. Why is it like for me?
Cats murder birds.
Yeah. For me, I'm raising my birds.
Everything you wear is made by slaves.
How long are they pigeons or doves or
Doves.
what? And what the fuck is the difference between a pigeon and a dove?
The size.
Okay. Oh, there's a totally different
Dove?
species.
The
Yes.
dick size,
They are.
though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
A dove is
the
nowhere
dick
even
size.
close to a pigeon. A dove's like a white.
Well, I thought it was like a white pigeon.
No, it's not. White pigeon is not.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I
then,
see
but then
what- I see what you're
my
saying.
actual question was, like, how long do they live?
12 to 15 years.
Oh, really?
How big are their dicks? No.
Do they have dicks?
No.
How do pigeons fuck?
It's weird actually. Like she's like that, and he just climbs on top, and then he just shakes his butt, kind of hoping that two holes like collide together.
They got
It's
dicks.
so
Have you ever seen?
But they're
ducks
like
have dicks.
retractable.
Yeah.
Ducks have that squiggly dick that
Yeah.
comes out.
You never seen a pigeon get laid?
No.
Like, dude,
You
come
wanna-
over
you wanna
and
see
just
the
stay.
video? I got some on my phone.
Stay
I'll go
a
to Charles's place
Stay
later.
a little bit after the show. I'll show you. We'll hang out on the balcony. I'll
Fuck some
Me
pigeons.
and Chris get together every Tuesday night and watch pigeons fuck.
we just bird
And
watch.
then they watch
Yeah,
you.
we call it bird watching. Bird watching. Dude.
Bird watching.
Charles, I know you enjoy your fans and you love traveling. Also, is there any place you performed that?
What's your number one place?
Yeah. What are your?
Where's the place that you haven't been to yet?
Yeah. What place do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy Singapore a lot. Performing in Singapore is very because a lot
They
of
had so
things-
much money.
It's also where we have the most fans.
Oh,
So
yeah?
in Singapore we can sell out the theater,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
and
nice.
in
Bigger show, bigger
I think
fun.
in Vietnam we could too, but may I tell that story in Vietnam?
Yeah.
So we
first I just want to say, let me just preface it by
Singapore,
saying,
yeah.
the guy that, are you talking about, let's not trying to use names, but the guy that organized your shows, I have seen him do good work though, for sure, just in his defense. Yeah.
Okay, no, I've seen him do good work too, and in his defense, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
So, but he's the one I'm blaming it on.
Nice.
Was- No, so in Hanoi, we were, so I was scheduled to do one show in Hanoi and the following day one show in Ho Chi Minh, right? And tickets go on sale and Ho Chi Minh sells out very fast. And in Hanoi, it doesn't, like, tickets are barely picking up, like nothing is picking up. And I called the promoter and he's like, yeah, dude, I've been trying to promote every single day for the past 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, all right, well, why don't I see any results? He's like, I don't know, it's weird. I can't find your target audience or whatever, and I couldn't get what was going wrong. And 2 days before I go to Hanoi, we had probably like 30 sales, let's say, and it was a 500-seat theater.
So we all heard 30 and we're like, that's pretty good crowd.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
It's a crowd.
it's a 500-seat theater, and 2 days before that show, that guy's like, hey, I'm having some family issues, so I have to fly back to Canada. But don't worry, this guy's gonna take over. And so this guy takes over. I can say his name because he didn't do anything bad. And his name is Greg. And so Greg takes over. He's taking over the project. And I discovered Greg's personality.
I thought Greg was the guy I was defending.
Yeah, no, that's the one you were defending.
The original guy?
Yeah. He's the guy who took over the. What?
Anyway, Charles, just keep going.
Okay.
My bad. I was defending Greg, but
No, it's Greg. Yeah, Greg Anderson.
yeah, Greg's
Yeah,
great.
good. Hi, Greg. And
He came in at the end to clean up the mess.
Oh, I would say Greg took it initially then.
Greg took over the promoter.
Oh, I thought you said Greg was the original promoter.
No. Greg was
Gotcha,
the original.
gotcha,
So
sorry.
Greg took over, and he just took over this huge tour date over just like that, just like having no idea what to do. And
Greg's
that was fine.
hilarious.
So he was the one who was going to handle me around and stuff. And so he doesn't do any promotion because he's like, it's not my show. I'm just here to make sure everything goes smoothly. And I get sick the day before too. Like I'm dying. I have like a cold and stuff, and I didn't sound good. And Greg just did his best to be nice. But what else happened? Yeah. So we arrive in Hanoi, and I'm backstage in this huge theater, right? And
a lot of echoes,
yeah,
a lot of crickets.
And Greg, and I can hear Greg. Greg tells me, "Oh, by the way, when your show starts, I have another show, so I'm gonna head out." Okay, by the way, because I have no, but and that's fine
I
because
gotta
he
go
had,
hit this open mic.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
He had this open
He's
mic.
a comedian. He's funny as
He
fuck.
had this
He's
open
great.
mic, and and so he's like, okay, I have to be on set at 8:30, so your show is at 8, so I'm gonna head out. Just but good luck. So it's funny, and for me, I was just setting up my props behind the curtain. I couldn't see anything, and then when I'm about to step on stage, Greg, I can hear Greg welcoming the audience, and I can hear them. They are 13, 14. And he's like, hey, fucking come in. Hey, just fucking sit here. This guy's fucking great, by the way. Charles is. So he's like, he's saying bad words to the audience.
14-year-old.
And I tell Tada, hey Tada, go get Greg right now, please. And I tell him, hey, don't sweat the audience. He's like, okay, got it. Okay,
All right,
okay,
I fucking got it, dude.
Okay, I fucking got it. Okay.
He's my favorite.
And
dude.
before I step on stage, he's like, all right, Charles, I need to tell you something. It's not full, but it's not bad. Okay, it looks almost full, all right, because we got a lot of door sales and stuff, so it looks kind of full. Okay, curtain opens. There's 34 people in a 500-seat theater,
And they're all spread out, or are they all like?
They were all in the front section, but the front
yeah.
section is 200 seats, so
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
they're still already spread out there. Yeah, and it's just so, and it's a show that was just so horrible because I'm sick. I'm holding my cough as much as I can.
And you're pissed off.
I'm pissed off, and like the jokes are landing, but it's like
The joy is taken away from you.
the joy is taken away because, and it's good that the following day we had Ho Chi Minh where everything was sold out. It was a 150 seats venue, but it was sold out, and then just yeah. And what pissed me off is that the following week I came back to Hanoi to do another show, and I was stopped in the street and at my hotel by people who were like my age, and said, "Hey, Charles the French, hey, I love what you do. Hey, let's take a picture." And I was signing autographs and taking pictures, and then I was like, "Oh, I did a show last week at the big theater," and they said, "Oh, we didn't know."
Jesus.
Like none of them had any idea that I was doing a show. Yeah, they said otherwise we would have come otherwise.
Good production.
Yeah, so that was it was.
So don't trust promoters.
I got a Greg story. I went to headline there.
Not at the 500-seater.
No, I went to go headline. I've been there 3 times, and every time I've been there, it was to headline something. He helped me with that tour That one I did.
Yeah, I don't know what he calls it a tour. It was a festival.
It was it? I don't even.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. It was a Hanoi tour. It was like a tour of like different.
Hanoi comedy tour, but it all happens in Hanoi. How is it a tour if it all happens?
Because it was at different venues.
All the venues all cross from each other too. How is?
They were too far apart.
Yeah.
Stop! Hey, stop! All right, sorry. We can't all go on world tours, right?
It's the Hanoi Comedy Festival. No, it's good to have a festival.
But here's the thing. It was So he picks me up from the airport. The first time I meet him, he picks me up at the airport. All right, he's on a Rick motorcycle, and he's like, "Hey man, welcome to Hanoi." I get out of the airport. It's like 7 a.m, dude, and like I walk out and I'm looking for this guy, and I see this big, tall, white dude with sunglasses, and he's like, "What's up, man? Are you fucking Chris?" I'm like, "What's up, Greg? Nice to meet you." He's like, "Welcome to Hanoi, bro." And then I'm like, the airport door is like right there. Right, and he hands me like a joint and a bag of weed and a grinder, and he's like, "Yeah, come on, let's take you back to the hotel." And like, he immediately gave me drugs, takes me back to the hotel, and fucking take me back to a burger place that's amazing. Just that level of just like taking care of
Greg is
guests.
He's nice. He's nice.
Like you know what I mean, like accommodating, or when you're doing comedy or when you're touring or doing whatever, and you have a guy that's gonna, literally go out and. Yeah. Take time and just hang out and you be your friend. Like that's such a cool. And then we got fucked up.
Touring is fun. You toured India?
Oh my god!
I didn't tour. I did Calcutta and I did.
You toured Calcutta?
Yeah, I did 2 shows.
Mm-hmm. There's 7 shows.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah,
It looked like a gym room.
One of them, it was an event at a university. I forget the name of the university, but it was the political science faculty.
This is in Mumbai.
No, this is in Calcutta.
I'm sorry, right.
And so Nasif, actor, our buddy, he was the one who like brought me over. And so he was like, I'm judging this comedy show from the political science faculty students. And they're like, why don't you just be a judge as well? And then after that, we'll go on and perform. And it was like a giant room with like, I don't know, at least like 300 seats, that kind of thing. And everybody was just kind of sitting at the back. And there was like, I don't know, maybe like 30 people. And then these like comics go on. There was like 4 of them. And it was like a competition. And they go on and then like they're not speaking in English. They're speaking in Bengali with like a few English words thrown in and some Hindi. And they're like, all of them are just bombing so terribly. And the first one, like, I don't know. So I'm like, well, I was like, Nasif, I'll just do whatever you do. But I was like, so are things different in India? Like, he's bombing right now, right?
Oh yeah.
And then it's like, he's fucking bombing. He's terrible. Yeah. And then the funniest thing was there was an MC, but she had a prepared script. And she obviously wasn't like a comedian or anything. She was like the president of something. Like of the student union or some shit, I don't know. But she goes up and she was like, "Oh, thank you for that scintillating satire." And she had like these like weird
scintillating satire.
And then she was like, "Oh, that was prodigiously funny," and shit like this, and like going like about how amazing it is, even though they were all bombing. And then the room got like fuller and fuller as this was happening. So now by the time I'm going on stage, they told me right before, they were like, "You are not to use any swear words." And I was like, well, that's most of my act. So I just went up and did crowd work, and like I killed. Like it was a good show. I did the Prophet Muhammad joke because it's a big like Muslim region there, and it killed. It was great.
Nasif is Muslim.
He is, yeah. Well, he told me, he was like, do that Muhammad joke. It's gonna work here. Yeah, and it did, and it was fun. And I said at one point, I was like, "Oh, it's nice of you guys to like cheer and everything. Would have been cool if you could have done it for the kids in the competition." And then Nasif went on, and so like I did well. Like it was a good show. But then Nasif went on and murdered. I didn't understand a word he said. Obviously, it's all in Bengali.
Yeah,
but it was like it was crazy lit. Like he's a beast.
He's a beast in Hindi.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I saw him perform in English. It's not as good. But when you put him in front of an Indian crowd, he's just destroys.
He's a monster.
And
he's not
his real sense of humor.
So to his credit, he's not terrible. He still can hold.
He's capable in English, but it's obviously in his third language.
I've seen him do well too.
No, he's capable, but in Hindi, he's
Well, it's Bengali actually.
How many places?
But he
in
does
India,
both.
How many places in India have you done?
5.
Name them.
So we started. I could. Yeah, just tell you.
Hey, wait. By the way, I wasn't done. And then after that, I did an open mic. I headlined the open mic. And I did Pussy Smells, and they laughed at every accent except Indian. They were like, we do not sound like that.
If you didn't notice, I just crushed on all other 7 pussy jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty certain you sound like that.
Yeah. You laughed at my Mexican. This Indian, you know it's going to be accurate.
So you've done Calcutta.
So
What else
I
was
started with it was actually
That's pretty
funny
dope.
touring India because it went crescendo. It went from being
the
my
shittiest to the best.
my worst touring memory to one of my best. So we started with Kolkata.
Which is a shithole of a city, by the way. It's
It's
the
a shithole of a
shittiest
city,
place I've ever been to.
But
the people are fantastic.
people are fantastic. And when Nasif wasn't the one welcoming me, it was this guy called Raj Gupta.
Yeah, I know him too. Yeah, man.
Raj, so nice.
Yeah, super nice.
Such
They're
a-
they're all super chill, and they all just like all the comics just come hang out at Nasif's place.
Yeah.
And then just have like a hang sesh, and they just make fun of each
I
other and
think
banter and
that's-
shit.
yeah.
And it's great. They asked me, they were like, what is your honest opinion of this city? And I was like, honestly? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, you guys are fucking really cool, and the food is amazing, but this is the biggest piece of shit city I've ever been to my entire life. And they were like, we know. That's why we want to leave.
No, it is. So we landed in Kolkata at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And Raj was waiting for us at the airport. And we go to the hotel that was booked under my name.
Yeah.
Right. So it's booked under Charles, and we arrive, and then and the receptionist is like, oh, the foreigners,
French, Mr. The French.
the foreigners. Ah, okay. We only accept Indians. We don't have a license for foreigners because that's how it goes for hotels in India. It's like if they're like 1 or 2 stars, they need to have a license for foreigners. 3 stars and above, they can welcome foreigners.
That's kind of funny. It's like we
Yeah.
don't want to show the foreigners how shitty things are
Yeah,
here.
and we
shit
didn't know
can
that
get
because
real.
Nasif told me, "Don't worry, I'll put you up in a luxury room," which for that,
Like relative.
yeah,
It was nice.
which for him meant that I have my own bedroom and my own bathroom. That's what luxury meant,
Yeah.
and that's not what I understood.
Yeah, just sorry to pause real quick. So Nasif's apartment is like, it's like big, but it's basically like kind of like this apartment. So, but like older and shittier, and it's in kind of like you got to go through a slum to get to it.
Sure,
But then
yeah,
this
yeah.
is kind of like upper middle class for there.
Of course, yeah.
So to me, it's like it was kind of like the first apartment I had when I was like 20.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of vibe and that level of like cleanliness and shit. And then the other comics are like, "Yo, Nasif is super rich," and I was like, this is what rich is."
yeah.
So anyway,
So we go to that hotel, they reject us. Then we go to another hotel, they reject us again because we Raj was trying to follow a budget that Nas had given him, pretty much.
Right.
Nasif had given him, and so we go to a hotel and we're like, "Do you accept foreigners?" And like, "Yes, we accept foreigners." And then
What's your worst room?
and then we walk up to the hotel, they accept foreigners, and then we're like, okay, here's our passport, and he's like, "Oh, they're from Thailand. Sorry, the only Asian foreigners we accept is Indonesian. So sorry, no, we can't. You guys can no." And so I remember we walked. It was 4 a.m. We walked in dark Kolkata with no lights. It was the flashlights of our phones with 2 heavy suitcases with Raj, and we walked for like 20 minutes. And it's just we're sweating dirt.
yeah, it's so dirty.
We're
there.
sweating dirt.
Wow.
And then we arrive at an Oyo townhouse,
Oh yeah.
and we enter, and then we arrive at the reception, and the receptionist just has his bed behind the reception. And we ring the bell, and he's like, "Okay, hello, welcome to the."
And he goes from sleeping to being the concierge.
Typing.
That's exactly it, yeah. And so he puts us up, and what's funny is we get into our room with Tada. The bed sheets had holes in them, and the door could barely open fully because as soon as you opened the door, you were touching the bed. No, the bed was so big, like the bed was so big compared to the room, and the bathroom was bigger than the bedroom, which is like how is
So weird.
yeah, and no hot water too. So and no, like the water was like in a bucket, and you had like to take like this and that. And so following
I'm
that,
soft. I'm soft with that stuff. That stuff bothers me. I mean, I
Following-
can do it, but it's just like, oh.
Yeah, so following that, I called all the promoters for Mumbai, New Delhi, and Chennai, and I was like, "Okay, guys, listen, I'm in Kolkata right now, and I can't take it anymore. So just upgrade me to 4 or 5-star hotel right now. I don't care if it goes over budget. I'll pay for it, but otherwise I'm not coming to those cities. I'm flying back to Thailand."
Yeah.
And so,
Good move.
yeah, and so for New Delhi, they put us in a YMCA. which was fine. It was okay.
Was it
5 stars.
Yeah.
Was it fun to stay there?
It was fun stuff at YMCA.
Sorry,
They have a YMCA in New Delhi. That's amazing.
Mumbai was fun, but they changed venues last minute.
Okay.
Meaning that an hour before showtime, they're like, hey, sorry, the venue's flooded, so we're moving to this venue that's like 20 kilometers away.
Oh, wow.
So it's like,
The audience doesn't.
yeah, and we did 2 shows. It was a 20 people venue, so we did 2 days in a row. First show there's like 6 people, and second show was full. And then I called the promoter for the last city, which was Chennai. I told him, okay, dude, I'm gonna take care of my hotel on my own, okay? And I just booked the highest hotel I could find in Chennai, and we were like royalty. It felt so good, and it felt good because
Chennai's a cool city.
yeah, it felt good also because it was a 200-seater. We sold out.
Yeah.
And it was also the best show. Like, it went from being shitty in terms of audience to in terms of amount of audience who came. Every audience was great.
It's good that it went that way instead of the opposite.
When you feel like royalty, do you make sure other people feel that, like, they know that you feel like royalty? You start really being condescending and shitty.
I mean, that's generally how.
Did you ever do Dhaka?
Huh?
Did you ever do Bangladesh? Did you ever
That
do
was
Dhaka?
cancelled because of. Oh yeah, I may tell that story. We were supposed to go to Dhaka after, and the promoter was just so unprofessional. He was unprofessional, but he was this kind of guy who told us, "Hey, don't worry, I'll take care of everything, visas and everything and stuff like that." Blah 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 blah.
Was his name Greg?
No. and 1 week before we go, I call him and I'm like, "Hey, where's our visa?" And he's like, "Oh, your visas, right. Your visas, I forgot. let me try to use a connection." And it takes 2 weeks to get a visa.
Yeah.
It takes 2 weeks to get one.
I don't understand why like shitty countries make it hard to come in.
And also the plane tickets are more expensive to go there. There's no low cost airlines to go to Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So I had to take Thai Airways, and of course it was so expensive already. I had to budget the entire tour myself, so I couldn't really afford much of it. And so I lost.
And once you get there, there's not a ton of money there.
I lost 21,000 baht on plane tickets that I never saw again because of that visa issue. And we had to cancel the tour date.
But so you mean from the whole tour, you were 20,000 baht in the whole, or just?
Well, no,
just,
he
just
booked
expense?
the flight, but wasn't able to get in the
20,000
country.
baht just for those plane tickets.
Yeah. But you made more than that from the tour.
Yeah.
You went to
just went
Hey,
back.
did you when you were in India? Did you get diarrhea?
No, I did not. I was surprised.
Me neither. It was weird. I was eating like street food.
Yeah.
I was eating everything. Like Nasa was like, try this shit out. It's called parpichat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, fuck it. And the dude like making it is like handling money.
Yeah.
And it's an unsanitary kind of city in
totally.
general. And I actually like I got constipated, which was weird. I was like, this is the opposite of what was advertised. I think it's because our stomachs are so used to Thai street food that like we've built
We're
up
stronger.
immunity to.
Did he take you to that place? He took me when we just landed. He took us to that that restaurant kind of late before going to the hotel. It was a restaurant where they give you chai tea.
Mm-hmm.
In like
That's every restaurant.
in like yeah.
every Indian
But they give it to you
place.
like in a bowl, and it's like tradition type of thing. So you drink it, and then you break the bowl on the floor. And,
Yeah, we did go there.
Yeah. And for me, I went to wash my hands, which is apparently is something that unusual there. So I went to wash my hands, and I look at my foot, and there's a rat this big smelling my shoe, and I'm like. It's like half rat, half hyena.
Yeah.
It was, and it just scared me. But apparently, it's just normal.
So things like
It's
everything,
It's just
everything is so like relative. You realize that because like coming back from India or Calcutta anyway to Bangkok, I'm like, whoa, Bangkok's pretty
Bangkok's clean.
Yeah,
It's clean.
It's kind of nice here.
Yeah.
Rats are smaller.
Yeah.
Less aggressive.
Yeah, they're rat sized.
So wait, so I had a question for you, Charles. So like you say, when you do a tour, you do shows, you go like, we have fans there already.
Yeah.
So are they're fans of your YouTube?
Yeah.
And then do they know like what to expect? Because your YouTube
They don't.
stuff is not magic or music for the most part.
They have no idea. No, they have no idea that they're going to see a magic show.
Yeah.
They just think they're going to see a stand-up comedy show type of thing. No, it's So it's a good surprise. It's that's
Right.
cool.
At least they're pleasantly
Well,
surprised.
because he's funny too. I'd be happy if I went to go see someone and they also did magic at any time.
Right,
If
right.
I went to a dinner and a chef was like
shit.
also, I'd be like, this guy's amazing.
This guy's
The
sick.
guy parks my car and he's just also, it's just like, wow,
Is your key?
I was like, you know what? No, that's your tip.
When you lose your shit, you'd be like,
I think that the next tour I do whenever I get to do it is going to be better because I've never had that feeling of going touring and this time because the next one is musical comedy, so it's with having people knowing the lyrics.
Yeah.
So
Oh, and they'll sing
that's
along
a
and
feeling.
shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a feeling. I really want to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna crash.
Yeah.
That song does stick in your head. When you making the special
Yeah.
and doing visual wise, like this, how like, man, to me it always just talking about somebody who won't do it just seems overwhelming. So how did you get yourself to that place where like, all right, I'm just ready to just put out these shitty songs to be judged? I just threw in. See, I was mean to you because honestly I'm intimidated. Like I'm glad that you did it, but I'm also wondering like, how do you get there?
Yeah.
I didn't like the way I phrased it because I felt like
I'm just high, so I don't know. I'm just
Well, I
spaced
think
out.
You're gonna ask me again. I'm gonna pull a Chris because I'm high too.
you're allowed to bust balls.
I think he'll freely grant that his songs are shitty. They're shitty on purpose.
They are shit on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I would say
they're not Coldplay.
shitty's not the right word. Shitty's not the right word. It's
Yeah,
more
it's
like
No, but they serve their purpose.
self-
Right,
Like,
they're
the instrumental serve its
stupid on
purpose.
purpose.
They're
Yes,
like-
yeah.
I would say
they're funny. Yeah,
Because
they're funny.
it's actually difficult to make a shitty song.
It is.
Like making it purposely silly with the lyrics and the timing and stuff to try to get the laughs here and there. It's a tough exercise.
How did you find your voice though for it?
Uh,
How did you find your voice?
Just fucking inside the actor's studio.
Yeah, I used to sing in the shower as a
James Lipton
boy. I
over
used to
here.
always sing in the shower.
Well, how about this?
What's
When
your
you-
least favorite word?
When did you know you were done? When did you know you were done? You had enough songs. You knew these are the songs that I was going to put,
Yeah.
and you made transitions for each one,
yeah.
and then you edited
I'll get
everything
back to that, but-
after you shot and edited.
Yeah.
How do you feel? You happy?
Yeah, I mean, it.
How did you know you were done?
And how do you know you're done?
Well, I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
When I did a sketch with you and it was like, this is the last one.
This shit is
That was awesome. Thanks for having me on. That was
Yeah.
fun. I was shot right here in this.
That was shot right here, yeah.
How many cuts did it take to make him look so awkward? You know?
It took a while. I mean, it took.
That didn't take long because of me.
You couldn't keep a straight face.
Yeah.
'Cause There's
Yeah,
one,
okay,
there's
yeah.
one shot I have to look at him like this seriously, and he was just laughing the entire time.
So how many
Yeah.
takes did so that scene is
It
like
took
30
way
seconds
longer than I
long,
thought.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he came to the office to shoot his Thai bro history
Yeah.
on Friday, and so he showed up a bit late. So we started shooting at like 5.
What is
and it
this
was like-
fucking trash?
No, but hang on though.
professionalism?
So it was
Yes.
like around sunset.
Uh-huh.
So the lighting looked really cool, and then by the time we were done, it was pitch dark out.
That's a situation you created. I didn't create that situation, but I showed up and I'll take responsibility for.
Well, no, I think it turned out really well.
Yeah, I think it turned out nice.
But he kept we
I'll
kept
take
going, we're
responsibility
doing
for
it
it.
in chunks, and he's using a teleprompter.
Yeah.
And so
With a teleprompter
So
too.
yeah, well, you gotta get the speed right and everything, so it is
They
tricky.
take classes. People
So
take classes.
so he would like nail a section, and it would be like, okay, we're good to move on, and then it's like we kind of need all of this in the same chunk, and then so there's one giant sentence that ends with the word archipelago. But he could look like archipelagio.
Archipelago, dude. I've been
Why
called
don't you leave this?
I've been called it an archipelago.
Just leave it and put a subtitle.
Archipelago.
Yeah, but I want him to have credibility because he's talking about historical information that's
Right.
checkable.
They
So
should
if he
not
says
fucking-
archipelagio, people are gonna be like, "Why the fuck would I listen to
Well, I would be
this
like,
guy?"
oh, you mean that group of islands?
Yeah.
Archipelago.
So, but then
It's like that.
That's the word.
That was a New York taxi driver.
you find the archipelagio. It's like the casino.
Bellagio.
Yeah.
The archipelago.
Yeah. But he finally got it. But and this is the take that's going to be in the video.
Yeah.
But he's like, and they were fucking around with the other big dicks of the region, like China, India, and the Indonesian archipelago.
So stupid. Yeah.
But-
I honestly didn't know the word was. I've heard it pronounced archipelago, before.
Archipelago.
Listen, me and my family have been saying archipelago for generations. Like, fuck you guys.
So anyway, so Charles, so how did you know you were done?
Well, how did you like? Did you like after? Because like maybe you just were you just writing music and then you're like, I have enough. You like noticed you have enough.
I was done writing everything in April 2021. That's when I was like, okay, all the jokes, all the songs are gonna be about that. Then May, August, it was about the music production, like producing all the instrumentals and stuff. And and then that's when I started telling people, like, so you, for example, I was like, hey, I just wrote a special and I'm gonna start filming it. And it took a whole month to film.
Were you already calling it a special at that point?
Yeah.
Pretty cocky.
Well, I mean, because it was a series of songs, so I mean,
no, I know.
I didn't really know what to call it.
So it's an album. Who calls an album a special?
I called it a musical movie towards everyone because I didn't want to call it a special.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it was like, it's just what it is. They just call it that.
I would like to point out that Charles told me that he did the premiere for his video and he invited everyone except me.
No, that's not true. I invited.
Well, I said
He definitely was not invited.
Well,
sorry, Charles.
I wasn't
I told
invited
him
either.
that. Yeah, I told him.
I invited everyone who was seen on screen, but because some
that you
people
liked.
dropped, I told Chris, hey, Chris, bring someone, and he went and he asked.
I was fucking him in the ass at the time.
I was like, hey, you want to go to the
Hey, yo, if you want, we could do like some kind of raw thing where we do like, because Brian, when his special came out, did this
I
thing
went
where.
through that first.
So but I guess it's kind of doesn't make sense because we're not really premiering.
But that was also open mic. That was the open mic / Brian headlined and presented his movie.
Yeah. So I mean, if you wanted to do something like that, we could.
That was a physics special too, man. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. I'd love to.
How do you when you?
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
I think we should at least show the clip with you and Chris at a minimum.
For sure. I mean, just for the whole thing.
show them the other clips we made
So
too.
that's a bigger commitment.
The secret clips.
Yeah. And I forgot what I was gonna say about the.
You guys were talking about doing it raw. And that
No,
you were
before.
originally going to do.
Before. Talking
That
about
you were
Oh,
finishing your
the
special.
process you have finished.
When,
Oh right, my question. I had a question.
Yeah.
So when you write music,
Do you get laid?
No, but you just. But is this you just sit down and write, or what? Do you have to like be in the right? Do you feel it, or do you just sit down and just? Do
The
the work?
inspiration just strikes at points you can't think of. It's just sometimes I'm on the BTS and someone's gonna faint. I'm like, oh, here's this. Okay, cool. Okay, that's right. Sometimes it's weird. Like sometimes someone's gonna tell me a bad news. Like my grandmother died. Okay, hold that thought.
Do you have one line one rhyme that you're just like, that was perfect? Where you just like, out of one of your songs, pick one where you're just like super proud that you just like, when you kind of didn't even think about it.
I don't
it just happened itself.
There's one line that I just love. It's in a song called "Put Down Your Phone," and it's just the line is, "We are the worst generation ever, but at least in its own way, it brings us together." I don't know. I just love that line. I think it's well.
I like your
thought
rap.
of.
The rap one you made was so.
The rap one, yeah. But, I mean, that was because I can't rap.
No, I know.
I was
He's
like,
the most
how?
not hip hop guy.
I was like, how could I make
Yeah, but you
that?
crushed it. But you nailed it. But
It looked like an Asian rapper.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah,
that was so
You're
great.
kind of like a K-pop Asian.
That alone is a clip that you could just cut out of there and just like play
and send it to Lisa from Blackpink.
Yes.
Look, we should
We should
collab.
Yeah, let's talk
And you
about the
should have
rumors.
sex
Let's
with
talk
my
about the
friend Chris.
rumors that we're trying to start.
Right. Yo, I heard you're having sex with Lisa from Blackpink. I heard one of your friends Chris is having sex with Lisa from Blackpink. This real? No, I'm sorry.
No, but coming back to a special, it was a project that I told no one about it until we were about to film it. It took a month to film, but I told no one about it because I didn't want to. I don't like those people who who tell you, hey, I have this project, I'm going to do it, and
then they don't fucking do it.
And they hype it so much. Like, hey, I have this movie I'm gonna make. Would you be interested in being in it? Or oh, I'm doing this huge show. I'm producing this big, I don't know, whatever, and nothing ever happens. Like, it's okay if they tell you once, but when they tell it to you for every single project, it just annoys me.
Sure.
I don't want to be like that guy, so I told nothing until it was ready to be filmed.
Good.
How much money did you spend making this thing?
250,000 probably.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Are you bought a
card?
card? Because you bought a card.
And so you
could have
put
put a better
it out
card.
on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
So are you expecting to like? You just put it out as like, I'm proud of this thing.
Content.
Are you expecting to like recoup your costs somehow?
No, I mean, eventually I will. Eventually.
That's the right mindset.
In a few months probably. But no. At first it was just like I was trying to find the right place to release it, and I think just that's where the fans are. The fans are here, and let's just release it.
Sure. Yeah, man.
That's just the idea.
I like that
It
you
was
had
fun.
options to release stuff. Like I also have plenty of options. Like,
Yeah, my
Yes, I
only
can put-
option to release something is YouTube or Facebook.
I release it to my gym shorts.
I released
Yeah.
it.
Just said,
No,
my
but that's
most
right,
recent
because-
release in my
That's-
underwear from yesterday.
Well, it's like that's who Charles is. He wants to make people laugh and enjoy themselves. So that's what. It
Yeah,
does.
but also
Don't
doing,
tax him, man.
doing a special was kind of weird because it's like I've been doing musical comedy in front of audiences. It's tough.
Yeah.
Like, it's because
Speak for yourself.
I've-
I think it's pretty easy.
no,
I
but
think it's easy too. I think.
Yeah, but
No, I'm actually lying. I get like way more nervous if I'm doing a guitar
right?
thing.
Yeah.
think rapping's easier.
And so especially when you have a song that bombs, that's tough because it's a whole song. Like for example,
Yeah, you gotta just
Why Did
keep
Yeah,
going.
Yesterday, for
you
example.
can't like
It's like
one time I did that Thanks a Lot Bangkok song and
Yeah.
it bombed.
yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I know all of the words that are coming up, and
Yeah,
I know this crowd is not gonna like
it's
it.
not gonna.
But then you lean into it though. You double down on that and you make. Them,
Yeah, but it's
You should
there's
have
something
done-
about bombing with a guitar that makes it hurt a lot worse.
But you should have what you should have done when you bombed with that song was do what Chris did and is stand on the pool table, just double down on the pool table.
I
just
just-
try-
to this shit.
I remember the worst bombing story I have with a song was when it was not really bombing, but it just felt terrible. It was I was opening for Neil Brennan.
I've heard about this.
I was opening for Neil Brennan, and it was such a weird feeling because so it was Harvey Walden
Mhm.
and I opening for Neil.
Right. Harvey got something too.
And I mean, so because I knew that night so many people wanted that spot, like that opening, like because opening for Neil Brennan is nice, and yeah, so many people wanted that spot, and so I got it. I felt lucky, and then I'm going on stage and I'm doing the Perfect Love Song, which is a song where I talk about Jews and all that. So my humor.
that's my favorite.
And so yeah.
You talk about history. You talk
Yes,
about
it's
period
a history lesson about me wanting to kill various types of people
Yes.
for love, and so I'm doing it, and I have a third of the audience loving it. And the other 2/3 are like, I hate this guy. I can't watch this guy. Get off. I can't. And you can feel the tension.
Yeah.
And I can see some comedians like. I forgot who it was, but I guess they're gone now. But looking at me from the back, going like, that could have been me. That could have been me. That should have been me. Actually, what the fuck is this? And and so it's such a weird feeling because you're like, I have that spot, and then I can see all these faces like, okay, yeah, they do deserve it more. As I keep saying, I want to kill the Jews with you. Okay, let's just keep saying it. Hi. And then Neil goes on. He does a wonderful set, and he does one joke that doesn't work. Out of his 1 hour set, one joke bombs, and he acknowledges it. He's like, yeah, sorry, that joke didn't work. And one guy shouts, still better than the guy with the guitar.
That's actually a good heckle.
and Neil just defended me. He was like, dude, no, don't say that. Like, comedy stuff. He tried. Okay, don't say that. Don't ever say that. And then
Wow, that's sick.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe Goody yelled that during your show. I can't believe he said that.
It was a guy, I don't know who it was, but anyways, after the show, people came to me saying, okay, don't worry, you're different, keep being different, and some people just passed me, like, not acknowledging me.
Including Neil Brennan.
No, Neil was very
You
supportive.
can put this on your poster. Don't yell at the guy with the guitar.
Neil
Neil
Brennan,
Brennan.
that's a quote. That's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
He's trying his best.
Comedy stuff.
No, but it's because I don't mind bombing with a song. Like I've bombed countless times with songs on Car Sound, for example. But bombing when in that situation, it's tough. Because I have a sense of humor that it's either you get it or you don't.
Yeah.
It's like if you have that sarcastic mindset, then you'll laugh. If not, then it's just a painful thing.
Experience for you.
It's
Maybe
painful.
2/3 of the audience were from. Well, I have a specific country in mind called the Dutch. And then you bombed, and you
Yeah,
can't-
it's
you
possible. But
Yeah, I was bombing in front of the Dutch.
They don't understand sarcasm. I have a problem with that.
Really?
I'm not
It's,
racist,
it's,
but
I've never noticed.
There are two types of people in this world that I can't stand.
Yeah.
Those who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
yeah, baby, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
and
you know.
it's he met the same Dutch people I've met.
Yeah,
I'll make
so I
you
can say-
Randy, baby.
Do I make you Randy?
That's the most ridiculous movie ever made.
Yeah, it really is.
another bomb I bombed in front of a Swedish crowd. I did the "We're Gonna Crash" song, Not a single laugh.
Where was this at?
A comedy club Bangkok. They had a. They had.
In Sweden,
they
Was
had,
it like old Swedish people?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
Swedish. They had a Swedish comic who flew in just for that, and he was doing
right.
It was at the Swedish embassy or whatever. And and
Recently?
So, no, 2018.
Okay.
And so or 2019. And I do We're Gonna Crash, and there's not a single laugh. It's people. They didn't laugh. They were laughing and enjoying the magic before that. But when I do the song, they are. When I said We're Gonna Crash, it was not laughing. It was like, oh, okay, so he's gonna crash. Okay, all right, okay.
They were just like, yeah, because they don't understand the
So that's the story.
sarcasm
Okay,
or
we're gonna
irony.
crash.
Or anything.
So that's the story.
Just taking it literally.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Okay, and then there's a 9/11 joke in it, and it's like, oh, well, I guess that's what happens when you take a plane. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
That's 9/11.
following on.
We one time, me, Chris, and Dusty did a show for the Nordic Chambers of Commerce
You
in
told me.
Chinatown.
Remember that
And
nightmare?
Dusty hosted. And so, like, we didn't know really what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah, we were like
And so
6
it's a
months.
bunch of like
6 months in.
we're like 6 months into
We're
comedy.
6
So
months
Chris
in.
and I are
Dusty's like a
Dusty's like a year in,
maybe
but
a
we're
year in.
pretty fucking inexperienced.
Right.
And so it's all these like old, rich Scandinavian people, mostly
Yeah,
Swedes, but also Finns, Danes, and Norwegians.
Fucking
and shit.
lots of pinky rings.
Yeah, and they're like rich, and
Just-
so I get that we dressed up nicely. Like we
Yeah.
wore like ties and jackets
Yeah,
and shit.
right.
How many people?
Probably
40-ish,
50, man.
40,
Yeah.
50-ish. But so I get there
Oh,
early,
so shit.
and I
It was
see
fun,
them
though.
coming in, and they've been like touring around Bangkok the whole day. They're old people, they're tired now,
And they like
and
salted
they come
fish.
in, and it's like these are fancy, rich people, and I see them coming in, and I'm like, we are fucked.
I didn't feel like we were fucked. I thought we were gonna
That's
do
what I felt.
I felt like this. We got a
And
shot.
then,
I'm like, we can do this.
so we go in, and then so
$100.
I had all my shit planned.
Yeah.
Not that it's like much more sophisticated now, but at the time it was all dick jokes, 100%.
And the pussy smell.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even think I had that one yet. It was all just like the
It was just dick.
shit and whatever.
You had one good hockey joke that they
Yeah,
liked, and
yeah,
that was
yeah.
like the only thing that
That's the only thing, so-
they responded to.
So
Like,
Dusty, so before, right before we're supposed to go on, first of all, they didn't know that they were getting a comedy show. It was a surprise.
It was an
And
ambush.
there's no seats. They're standing at tables like it's like a
What?
networking event.
Yeah, it's like
And
corporate
right
event.
before we go on, the ambassador of Sweden gets up and gives a speech about how Sweden has a lot to offer Thailand in terms of like infrastructure and stuff like this, and eradicating poverty and all this like kind of depressing shit.
Yeah.
But then we're like, oh fuck, the ambassador's here. And we're kind of going like, I can't say this. And then Dusty was he was like, look, this is a corporate gig. This is a corporate crowd. Keep it clean as you can. And if you get little laughs, that's killing in this environment.
Yeah.
So Dusty goes on and does a pretty good fucking job hosting.
Yeah, he put
He's
a lot of
getting like
energy in.
little laughs, and then I go on, and I said one thing. I was like, so I'm Canadian, not American, which is probably disappointing to you guys because your country's always lose to us at hockey. And then they laughed at that, and then I made fun of a guy's mustache, and then they laughed at that, and then I went into my actual material and
It's over.
bombed. I was supposed to do 10 minutes. I did about 3 minutes, and I was like, I'm gonna leave. And then Dusty goes back on, kind of wins it back, and then Chris did a long ass set.
I just stayed up there.
He's unstoppable.
because he felt like he needed to make up for my time that I didn't do.
No, but Chris can't accept bombing. Like when you're bombing, you're like, no, I'll get them back.
Yeah.
You can say 40 minutes until you get them back.
And he doesn't like he was having fun up there, even though he was bombing. And like I was up there, and the ambassador had his arms crossed, and he was looking at me like this. And anyway, so Chris kind of like ate shit for like 17 minutes.
Yeah, that was a long set.
He made like an IKEA joke that didn't land, and
Yeah.
and then
I called the ambassador Thor.
yeah.
And I related him to the gas. And I said a lot of shit about like.
You insulted the ambassador.
I made a couple dick jokes like for sure, and that didn't land at all.
You swore a bunch of
I
times.
swore a
too.
bunch. I really didn't change my set that
Yeah.
much.
So then
but you know what I want to say about that is the guy who made the decision to put us in there was super. He still enjoyed us
Yeah.
being there so much.
Because he was more of our target audience.
he
Because he was like a
you
young
guys-
dude in his 30s.
And he felt bad that like, listen, man, like you guys are really cool, and that was bad that.
Yeah,
I
he
feel
was
like
like-
I set you up for.
He said that, which was nice of him.
He
To
was
go
a nice
like, I
guy.
kind of set you guys up for what happened there, and I'm kind of sorry. I would love to do more shit with you guys, under
Yeah,
different
cool.
circumstances.
Was he laughing though when you?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Did you call the Netherlands your taint? Because that's what I called my taint, the Netherlands.
Dude, I had this one Viking joke back in the day. It was like, where you like? It was a piece of crop. Like, where you from? Oh, you're from like Norway. Oh, so your ancestors were Vikings. Oh, like, do you know back in the day that when the Vikings sailed into like a harbor or something, or like sailed into like the coast, and there was a little village, they would just blow a big horn and then fuck everyone in the ass, and then I would just make a fake horn noise and blow a horn.
Yeah, and everybody's looking at him like, no.
So I did
And
that.
then after this nice lady came up to
There's
us.
no punchline. There's no
Yeah, it's just
punchline.
like-
Exactly, it's so stupid.
I'm sorry, but I would have laughed at that joke.
You know what time it
I
is?
laughed at it too, except I hate that he's laughing at it so much.
You know what time it is? Well, I know. I look back and like, what the fuck was I doing? Like,
You should reflect like that.
more.
Yeah.
Why did I do?
You don't need to go that back in time.
Yeah.
But so after the show, this lady came up to us and was like, you guys were really brave for going up there and doing that. That took a lot of courage. Which is not what you want to hear. You want to hear you guys were funny. And then she was like, maybe just a word of advice for this type of crowd. Maybe take it easy on like the ladyboy jokes and the hooker jokes. And I was like, well, yeah, but those are the only jokes I have.
That's all I got, lady.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. You write what you know.
So anyway, so sweet.
On that
Oh
note,
my god. Yeah. Well, I had fun today, man. I really enjoyed this. You guys ready to?
Yeah, let's wrap her up.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming,
Yeah.
Charles. Man, it's
My
great
pleasure.
having
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Yeah,
It was fun.
definitely.
It was very fun.
Just to recap, Charles has his special. This is absurd. It's on YouTube. So one of the 15 people watching this, if you haven't seen
Yeah.
Charles yet,
Yo, you're gonna see a
Welcome over
mad
there.
boost of 34 to your subscriber count.
no, but this is cool, man. And like, I hope that if anyone from your fan base comes here, I hope they enjoy this and they kind of, they get to know you as someone off of, you're a person. You're a real ass dude. And
Thank you.
you're a creator and you make good choices when you're creating comedy.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's
there.
wrap it up. Shows are going to reopen soon, by the way. The venues
Yeah.
are going to reopen. You guys are reopening in December?
Yeah, well, we're hoping December 1st, but not confirmed yet. And
Thank-
we will be doing a musical comedy kind of Christmas special
Oh,
near Christmas.
I hate musical comedy. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah,
I-
you've officially quit.
Yeah.
So keep a look over that.
He peaked, and that's
Yeah.
why he just
I
seemed
think
to
the other
leave it
comedy
on
clubs are
top.
going to reopen again. Is Carlson going to reopen?
No
I
idea.
don't think so.
Carlson is, I mean,
It's open, but it's already
You
open.
need
how,
tourists.
how do you guys feel about
Let's close the
like-
podcast though.
No. Keep it
Let's keep it
going.
going.
Keep it
You're
going,
right.
because I don't think
I have
that's
no food at
something.
home.
I don't know if there's any aspiring comedians listening, but when it comes to comedy clubs here, I love how the scene is very, it's for everyone. I love how the Sukhumvit comedy clubs are for kind of like the locals, but I love how as a comedian we need all the comedy clubs in Bangkok. We need Raw to try new jokes.
Yeah.
We need Carlson to polish the jokes.
Sure.
And then we need CCB just for whatever.
Just
to do a good show.
Just
have a crowd.
Just to have a big crowd.
But
and
to
do
have a big
well.
crowd, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the biggest
Yeah.
crowd you can get here.
And
Yeah.
then you need that ego flex.
You
And
do.
then go back to the gym again
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
Yeah. No, but that's it. Yeah. So like,
Skinny
I think it's good that we
I hope
have.
it gets
we
there.
have
It'll
all
get
of
there.
that.
And I think now we all kind of got here organically, but now we get to be consciously helping develop it. So maybe it'll be in a more healthy
Yeah.
environment.
All right.
Yeah, more to come on that. And then also we'll be doing shows elsewhere in Thailand. We'll do Chiang Mai,
Right. Pattaya.
Pattaya,
right.
Phuket,
Hua Hin.
Hawaii, and all this kind of shit.
Okay.
Definitely. So yeah, man. That's the show. Thanks for listening. We hope you guys come back again soon.
Raw comedy
Definitely.
Oh, sorry.
Yours.
No, this
Early.
time I wanted to fucking.
And then check out Charles's new special too. He put a lot of work into that.
Actually, he's in it.
Enjoy that. Yeah, I'm in it
He's-
too.
he's
I
in it.
forgot
You
what
can
it-
fast forward that part.
Can fast forward that part.
Yeah, but that's the show. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.
We didn't do that.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't matter.
That's
No,
next
no,
time
no,
on
no.
the.
Rock on!
Yes. That's the real ending.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate your support. Brought to you by Bangkok's weekly open mic and home for stand-up comedy.